But it actually was pretty nice though, because everybody would camp out. They had, they cooked every night. The hostel staff. It was pretty cool.
Check your.
And it was €8 a night.
phone to see how
So-
it's looking now. It's still running us. We're going red, yellow, then green, then yellow, red. It's the same.
Probably it's going to be inconsistent, but better than it was.
I think you guys' upload speed was running around. This is. I don't know what's up with the upload.
I'm seeing currently offline. This is the old video.
Is it shows all this in it?
No, this like what's going on right now.
Look okay at all? I say the next logical thing we can do is go to the restream and start cutting things. That's my suggestion. Like YouTube first, because we don't really. I don't even know if we have viewers on YouTube. And we can always manually re-upload it later. Right.
Yeah.
So.
Let's cut that one.
And then let's, obviously because we're splitting our Mbps between the three. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and you may want to relaunch the stream after that. I would consider cutting Twitch, but I don't want to do that. But I think Facebook is, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if we cut that.
Let's see what that gives us. Let's see if it improves it.
Still running pretty low.
Yeah.
I could always just do this and unplug this directly, plug the laptop, and just run Facebook Live.
Yeah, do that. Do that. That'll definitely work.
Yeah. The Twitch won't really.
Yeah.
Twitch won't really be a thing.
That's okay. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, running without Twitch is like losing 5 viewers. I mean, I hate to say it, but it is.
Yeah, but we've been twitching regularly.
We've been on every episode for Twitch for a long time.
For about a year.
But I mean, Facebook, we have 150 people drop in the course of the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So is Twitch just live stream, or can you?
Yeah, we like it because you can do much more with that interface than you can with other stuff. Like we can like have things show up in the video, and it's just way we can do way more things with it. This one we sort of lose the beer cam, don't we?
Oh yeah, beer cam is not
beer
thing.
cam's gone. Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay because yeah.
We just run it.
Yeah, this is the way we used to do it, like this, just like this, and it's still the same, about the same quality. The beer cam is a nice accessory, being able to switch multiple cameras is nice. But more importantly, just go on and have a good conversation. Yeah.
So I'm thinking I should put it back still a little further.
Yeah, I think it should still be where it was.
How in frame is everybody? You can see it.
I'm out of frame. I think right there is about perfect.
I'm going to be over there next to her.
Yeah, I know.
How much
Here.
more can you see?
I'll sit here
Thank
so
you.
you can see.
Nothing.
Can't
But
see her at all.
we can all. We're gonna have to. I don't want to go too much further back though, so we'll slide in.
What about now? Is he good?
Yeah, I think we're fine now. Yeah, that looks good. So, okay. Just to
Actually don't
accessorize
need any of this.
anymore, I'm gonna set that on the table, and when we do beers, we're gonna put them there, kind of like this is just gonna sit sideways. Sound good?
Just going to get some of that stuff out of frame.
So, actually, Brandon, at some point you can pick up the axe and show off the. Oh, are we live already? Oh,
We're
no.
live.
Oh no, I'm ruining the surprise.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we're.
It's
I don't know
exciting.
if you can see on the screen when
Yeah.
people actually pop up, or if anybody says anything.
Right.
I'm not going to be able to.
Well, I'll pull up my phone in just a moment and we'll check. So, we're live at last. Sorry for being late.
Did you want to scooch any kind of way? Can you see everybody?
Yeah, I think kind of. I mean, you're sort of
Colby's
not
kinda out of it.
quite in frame, Brandon.
You can tilt it to you.
Yeah.
Does that
I
help?
saw my him being out of it.
And Brandon can see it.
No, I'm definitely in. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, sorry about being late, everybody. Thanks for bearing with us. If
Yeah,
you're
sorry.
here
It
now.
was
Yeah.
kind of an issue.
Technical difficulties, these things happen. I mean, but what's important is we're here now and we have beer and we're at Twisted Timbers. So yeah. So Brandon, why don't you introduce everybody for me?
No, you go.
Or shoot, I'll introduce myself and then you introduce yourself and then everybody can introduce themselves.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good.
Sounds good. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm Jake. Most of you guys know that. That's me, Brandon.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
Hey, no, you
What?
kind of continue.
We're not
working.
both
I'm gonna
Jake.
try to
I'm
work
Jake
something
and you're
out.
Brandon. Okay. Yeah. What do you? Okay. I don't know what you're doing over there.
Don't-
That's fine.
If
Well-
it still gets.
All right. I'm Jake.
All right, I'm Colby. I'm one of the Axe Masters up here.
Right on.
He's a master of axes.
I'm Brandon Pate. I'm one of the founders and owners of Twisted Timber.
And I'm Courtney McCoy, and I'm one of the owners. And then his lovely wife, who's not here, is also Erin.
She's at home with the babies.
Yeah,
Right on.
She tosses axes as well.
yeah.
She's
Tears
pretty
it
good.
up.
She's better than I am.
Yeah.
She's pretty good.
Maybe a
She's
little
just been out
rusty.
of practice because she's been pregnant for a while, and then
Yeah.
we have a newborn.
Yeah. 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 Has he thrown an axe yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. No.
Maybe at 3 months we're gonna get him into the throwing game.
Right. Yeah.
Fairly good.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah. So, and this is Twisted Timbers, which is the newest, one of the newest additions to our town's business scene. It's an axe throwing establishment. I think the best way to think about it might be like a bowling alley, maybe.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah.
You just throw it, you run it by the hour and throw axes instead of ball.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
With a concept of darts. So.
Okay. Yeah. That makes that's a better. Yeah. It's a better connection.
I mean, like, as
Yeah.
far as like the targets and stuff.
Right.
Right.
It's just bigger
Yeah.
darts.
Does a lot more damage.
Yeah. I've seen a lot about this place online, and I've always wanted to come. But
Jake's been geeking. Like,
Yeah.
like before we did all this and before the
Okay.
struggles that you guys, I'm sure, we've lost probably like 20 or 30 viewers that popped in. We're
Well,
like,
the
wait,
thing-
they're back.
Thing is,
Nope, they're
Brandon.
gone. They're back. But Jake, before this, was just tossing out axes.
He's
Oh,
pretty
man.
good.
I,
Pick it up
For a
pretty
beginner, he picked it up quickly.
it's one of those things. I really feel like I could do this thing like all day.
100%.
Just get calluses all
Uh,
over his
it-
hand.
Let me just go ahead and say that if you see me back here, don't accept a credit card from me and just charge me by the hour because I might
We're
like,
just
oh
gonna keep
man,
it on file.
$150.
You just become Axe Master yourself,
Yeah.
put you on backup or
Yeah.
something.
We'll put you on payroll. If you're here long enough, we'll just put you on payroll, and then we just like.
It'd be just enough. It'd be another job that Jake has. How many do you have now?
4.
Same, 4. I have 4
Add
jobs.
5. I mean,
Yeah.
you already got 4. Why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, at this
It's a
point,
resume.
Add it to your group of your
Sweet.
your luthier / axe master /
Bartender
like eventually
slash-
you'll get all that down.
yeah,
Got a good resume.
Be a master
yeah.
of
It's
axes.
certainly multifaceted. So is yours, Brandon. Though we're kind of.
Me?
What do you do?
I just travel. I wait tables and stuff like that,
I guess-
but I save it all just to see the world.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
it. I don't
makes
have any
sense.
kind of great skill.
Yeah.
I just travel.
Right.
Go all over the world.
You and me are the only ones sitting here without a beer, so let's open a beer and try something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a couple to run through. We've got this BP Black Portent from 3 Taverns.
I haven't had that yet.
Yeah, you heard 3 Taverns. You already liked it.
Yeah.
You wanted to try the Ferryman
Yeah, that might be. Every time we have one of
Ooh.
these shows,
Imperial Stout
Yeah, with
with
the
ghost
ghost
pepper, cinnamon, nutmeg, and
Oh,
cocoa.
really?
it'd be interesting.
That one's gonna be a bit
And
much.
I believe I've had that one at the brewery, and my impression of the Orpheus stouts was they're like way over the top. So we should save that one to last or second to last.
You don't want that to be last on the palate, though.
No, but if you taste that one, you're not going to taste any of these other beers after Ghost Pepper.
True.
I mean,
We've got this Goza
True.
right here,
Yeah.
Coca Pina. We got the Butter Buzz.
might be a good place to start.
We've had this one before,
had
but
it.
yes, we have had this one. But
Yeah.
it's still a good beer, regardless.
That's
and they haven't had it, so.
No.
Yeah.
This is from Red Hair, Gangway IPA. We got all kinds of funky stuff to run through.
Yeah.
And then you got a couple over there
I
next
just
to
realized
you.
we have all cans today except one bottle.
Yeah, we're not necessarily going to drink all these today, guys. Don't think that we're going to tear through all these.
Yeah.
We just wanted to bring some just to kind of, figure out exactly what we wanted to run. That is Macchiato Espresso Milk Stout from Abita.
Sounds weird. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Espresso,
Sounds like it probably
Dolce
is good.
Talking
beans.
about my morning coffee kick.
I have anytime I hear macchiato, it makes me like So I work in a coffee shop. And there's
Okay.
if you order a macchiato in a country that that's known for espresso, like France, Italy, somewhere like that, you get like espresso, a little bit of cream. In America, a Starbucks macchiato is
Cream.
vanilla,
Yeah.
milk, a little espresso, and caramel, and
Yeah.
it's like it's a totally different. I mean, I guess the nearest thing might be a latte with with all the
Guys,
stuff.
let us know
added.
if you can hear us okay.
I don't know.
Camera's kind of far away, so I'm not sure it's picking up everything. Normally we have the
Yeah.
handy dandy microphone that's picking it up a little bit better, but right now we're running
The great thing-
my phone.
The great
So-
thing is these phones actually generally pick up really, really well. This kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean our first couple shows were doing that though.
Yeah. That phone's impressed me a lot. So.
Can
yeah.
you could probably click on it and hear it from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything sounds fine.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Right on.
Very good.
Yeah. I think we don't have to worry about the technical side of it anymore. Thankfully.
Yeah.
Brendan, let's open a beer. What you want?
We got this. You grab this one because
Because it was the only beer I could find where somebody was wearing a flannel.
That's
Seemed
right.
appropriate.
He's a lumberjack.
even though he's got
Yeah.
a mace with arrows sticking everywhere, it's
Yeah, I wish
called
the mace was an axe. So
it's called Citra Ass Down. Citra Ass Down.
we haven't had that on the show, have we?
We have.
We have. Well,
Yes.
damn it. Yeah, that'd be great. We could Sharpie it out
Yeah.
and cover the mace with.
Make an axe for that.
So sadly, since we're running just off the Facebook here, we don't have
Yeah.
our beer cam, so you guys won't be able to actually see that.
Oh no, that's okay. We already talked about it. I set the axe here, and then for emphasis, I just put the beer right there after we pour it. It'll sit
Okay.
kind of in the middle of the shot.
Then you're going to be
but-
the guy with
yeah,
the glass.
I'll still be the.
So
Oh, no, you open it, and then
it's over there.
the glasses are all
Yeah.
here.
See,
That's
you're the guy.
old son of a bitch.
You're the guy, man. You're most in frame, anyways.
All right. I think this might be a good place to start.
And what kind is that?
It's an IPA.
Sit your axe down.
You want
It's a
it?
double, yeah, double IPA.
Oh yeah, it's gonna have some sting in it.
Yeah.
If you're not an IPA fan, it's
You know, if I
definitely gonna have
thought
some
this
sting in
through,
it.
probably shouldn't start with the hoppiest one first.
Oh,
But,
it's like super hoppy.
Are
It's
you
gonna
gonna
be
run from?
hoppy.
Are you gonna run from the glass, Jake?
Uh-huh.
Are you gonna run from?
oh, whose is this?
It's just a
Just
cup.
kind of here. Yeah. Yeah.
There you
Yeah. Perfect. Unless you want a glass, do you want a
go.
glass?
No, you can have a glass.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. Drinks his name.
I know.
Whose was this Goza that
It
didn't
was
drink
mine,
it all?
but I didn't realize I was supposed to drink it before.
Oh,
Yeah, that's you, man.
if you want.
We weren't testing. That was just for you to try the.
It's very good.
I mean, that said, I can just drink what's in the can.
What's the
and you
name of
have
that one
Yeah.
That is the Lord Grey. That's one we drank off camera. I just wanted to show it to him. It's a Earl Grey
Yeah.
sour.
I poured it like I was pouring it.
There's an
This
myself,
smells
so.
like a scofflaw type.
You know, I'm a yeah.
I like their basement, but not their pog.
Their basement
Okay,
is my
that's good.
favorite.
We can't get it at Mellow. We just have just
Yeah,
the
that's
basement
I
pog.
love Scofflaw basement. That's,
Were you trying to get it on tap?
Well, yeah, we
had
tried.
it
We,
for a
we had
while.
it for a while. Yeah, the basement pog, like not the regular pog. Pog is the ones where they add a lot of extra fruit to it.
Yeah, passion fruit, orange, and guava.
Yeah. So they add a bunch of that extra stuff in there. It doesn't taste as good to me, but just a traditional basement IPA is amazing.
Brendan, we have to do a cheers.
Yeah.
Skull.
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 That's
Yeah,
what
I
they
mean
say.
that's a very
In Norway.
axe throwing Norwegian,
This is appropriate.
Scandinavian.
It's like
Fitting
good
with the-
Viking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was told from my friends in Denmark when I was there that Skull, like they were joking with me, but I didn't know until afterwards. I was like, that's
Yeah.
badass. But they were like, yeah. So whenever the Vikings would kill somebody, they would drink from their skull and they would be like, Skål. And they would, chug it down. I'm like, that's
That's-
badass. And they're
Is
like,
that why?
we're lying to you, actually. That's not
Yeah, it's,
actually.
it's spelled
Literally drinking from a
S-K-A-L.
It depends on where you're at. Some
I guess-
places
I guess
have it
depends.
S-K-O-L.
My
S-K-O-L.
first time hearing that cheers was at Oktoberfest actually in Munich.
You had some
and,
Scandinavians in there?
Yeah, well, the way it works, these big long benches, and you just sit down first place you can find, and just sort of talk to the strangers that are there. And I'm sitting across from two Danes who were just like Skål and everything, and like thick Viking accents.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, this guy was like 7 foot tall, and like, I mean, he looked like he could have flipped the table with like 200 people sitting at it.
Easily.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Total badass.
yeah, it looked exactly like a Viking.
Well, like,
You should be throwing axes.
I wonder if he's related to Eric.
Probably.
Probably a braided
Was he
beard.
wearing
Yeah,
a
yeah.
kilt?
No.
One of our axe masters, he's a big bald-headed guy with a big
Yeah.
beard. Wears
He's
a
actually
kilt.
wear-
Wears
I
a
heard
kilt
skull
at
from
work.
first.
Like,
Nice.
run it. Does he go full?
He's a hardcore Viking.
Does he go full on with the kill, or does he go half-ass with it?
I think he
I think
goes
he had
full
that.
on.
No,
You
I
let that
think he's
dingus flow.
half-ass.
No, you gotta
What?
let that dingus flow. With
I'm
if
not-
you
Brandon, didn't we just?
He wears some sort
you
of
gotta-
panties under there.
if you got a kilt, you
He
gotta
probably
let
has
that.
whitey tighties on.
If you wearing a kilt, you let that dingus flow.
I hope he's watching.
You do it the true way.
I know.
Because I asked him about that. I was
gotta
like, you
let
got
that-
some
That was the
some
first
If
thing.
you're
original,
watching,
right?
are you like half-assing it or are you full on? I mean, we need to know
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
The internet wants to know.
Yeah.
Just run it all
The
the
world
way.
needs to know this. You have some followers, so I mean, like, we need to know
Oh, yeah, you
what's
have
under the
plenty of people
kilt.
coming in asking, "Where's the kilt guy?" All the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, so
So, what's everybody's opinion on this guy?
I like it.
as an IPA guy, I mean, I like it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Super juicy. And that is from
reminds
Against
me
the
of regular
Grain
basement.
brewery.
It was,
Yeah.
I've had worse. I've had way hoppier tart.
I actually
IPAs
am not
than-
an IPA guy, but I actually like the citrus.
You can dig it?
stuff
Yeah.
about this,
I think-
for sure.
Seems sort of low IBUs. 8.2 ABV. That surprises me.
Wow.
Tasted more like 6 to me.
Yeah.
What's
it
the
was- sounded like-
IBUs?
It doesn't give me a list of the IBUs, but I'm guessing no more than like.
Yeah, it wasn't super
35,
hoppy, super
40.
bitter.
No,
Yeah.
No, I like
was
it.
easy to drink.
So we have some here that are
Yeah.
way hoppier than that.
Yeah, I saw some Dogfish over there. That's a
Dog-
good beer.
Yeah, Dogfish is.
That's some
Yeah.
really good beer.
You had the 120.
No,
I see a 90 in
We got
there.
the 60
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
90 here.
There's
Yeah.
a
Not
75
the best
too. We have that at Mellow on tap, the 75. I
Yeah.
think we've had it on the show. It's got like a almost Rick and Morty type evil mad scientist pouring stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty much how the bottle looks.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put this up closer to the camera so anybody watching can see it real quick, and then I think
Run it. And if you guys have any questions, I see you guys keep popping in and out. If you
Yeah.
guys have any questions, run it, Jake.
that's Citra ass down.
Sit your ass down.
Against
Against
the
the
Grain
Grain
Hands
Brewery.
down.
Yeah.
That works too. It says, what's it say on the back?
What?
Crush the.
What? What? Where? Oh yeah, crush this beer. It says sit your ass down and crush this beer.
It
Yeah.
got crushed.
So we just crushed it. It's,
Good.
it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm
It's good.
still
Right on.
feeling it.
So.
Did you want to run another IPA? I see that there
We could.
are.
But I think
There's-
before we open another beer, why don't we
What is this?
Why
Oh,
don't
this is a
we-
porter.
why don't you tell us about the
Thanks for the
Axe
follower.
Brewing and give
Thank
us
you.
kind of the introduction.
This
maybe we'll have to
Twisted
is
Timber or
Anvil
Axe
Rings. Thanks for the follow.
Either one. We need to hear both.
Thank you.
Well, let's start with Axe Throw.
Sorry if the
Okay.
connection is kind of laggy for anybody watching on Twitch. We're running, for some reason the connection is just not great here, so you can't even see me, but the connection's not great, so we just do what we can. And thanks for the follow.
Oh, I didn't realize that you had also
Yeah,
put set it up Twitch really quickly.
I figured I might as
We're coming
well.
back to our
Yeah,
question
you're good.
in a second.
I'm going to adjust
Yeah.
this a little bit past Jake so I can get in there. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Right. So, yeah, give us the backstory. Let's hear a little bit about it. Before
Yeah, so axe throwing, I'm not no expert or nothing, but as far as like from what I know, you know, it kind of that the sport of axe throwing all originated out of Canada, and I know that's where the first axe house that was originally established and all was based out of Canada, and then it kind of filtered down in some of the northern states and everything.
Right.
Literally, 2019 was a big year in the South, and that's it because beginning part of 2019 it was pretty much all in Atlanta, and then now it's booming.
You mean, oh yeah, you did mean 2019.
Yeah, 2019 like last year, the beginning of last year, which is kind of when I initially saw the idea and decided to try to open one here,
Yeah.
which is when we started building out and everything.
When did it go act like first day opening?
So we opened here September 14th was our first actual officially day open.
You guys have been open for a little over 4 months.
A little over 4 months.
That's awesome. Have you guys done any collaborations with Pretoria? They're
So-
super open to stuff like that. So
We've talked about
like
it.
swag, like giving,
Oh,
like
that'd be
you have
cool to have
contests
an-
and it gives out, you
an
know,
axe beer
gift
or something.
cards
Yeah,
or
it's
or
so down
yeah.
to be doing that.
So
the owners are
Pretty
super
sweet.
open to that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
so
They're like,
Sean,
yes.
Sean, the like
Yeah,
CFO,
I like Sean.
his family is obsessed. Like they went up to Clayton, Georgia, and went to an axe house up there.
Admiral X.
We went to Clayton for the
Yeah.
the eclipse.
Wander
Yeah.
North,
Oh, yeah,
Wander
yeah.
North Georgia.
He was telling me his family went to that one up there in Clayton was the first one they went to, and then he found out we were opening this one, and they've been here quite a few times with the kids and everything.
Yeah.
And they have a good time, and they like I said they're I would say regulars. They
Yeah.
come every couple of weeks or so.
Right.
I think it's awesome for like small businesses to do collaboration, especially if they're not
Absolutely.
super
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah.
You know, like have Pretoria stuff. I mean, I see you guys have pretty much every beer they offer.
Yeah.
Pretty much what they make, we have.
Just
Yeah.
about, yeah.
Offered. I mean, like this whole vibe of our bar of Twisted Timber is based around Albany and Albany businesses, and like all our lanes are named after roads and stuff in Albany.
Yeah.
Twisted Timber literally is because we named it after, because we milled all our wood and everything from
From the storms.
the storm and everything that hit Albany that kind of devastated our town. So like everything that is Twisted Timber is tied to our town.
That makes sense. It
So
is
we
quite
won't-
literally. Yeah.
Exactly. So we want to
Yeah.
make sure that we're involved in local businesses and stuff,
Right.
and do any kind of, like you were saying, collaborations and stuff with
Yeah,
those
that's cool. I
in the
didn't re-
future.
I didn't realize the name had a backstory. I thought it just sounded cool.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well,
Well,
initially we wanted it to be, I don't know if you were here long enough to remember the oak tree on Falima.
Oh yeah.
Like the big
Yeah.
oak.
Yeah, I was
So-
sad about that. I was
that
a
was
little kid,
almost
but I
going
was
to be our
sad.
logo, but
Yeah,
then
but it didn't turn out so well. But
I
that's
couldn't find
what
any
we,
pictures of it ever. I could never
Oh,
find a
so
picture of
Josh
it.
Tucker,
we
who,
finally did.
Yeah.
Josh Tucker is the one who
I
helped
remember
us
that
build
thing
this
like
out.
every day.
We bought a sawmill,
Yeah.
and he helped us mill the wood, and he built, him and Brandon built the bar and built the front desk
And the tables.
and the tables, and yeah, he has an original picture from the oak tree, like a
Yeah.
drawing. Isn't it a drawing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was it. Like when we first started talking about a logo and stuff,
That's
like
what we
that's
were
what we
gonna
were
go
trying
with.
to go
Yeah,
for.
that tree could have been famous. Yeah.
But
I
it
know.
just didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't work out as well as some of the other stuff. So
Yeah, and then we kind of, like I said, we bounced around ideas. We just wanted whatever we went with initially to tie back into the community.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's kind of like I said, our first ideas was that tree, because that tree was like the historical
Right.
landmark of our area.
yeah,
Yeah.
it meant a
And-
lot to everybody. That was a big deal.
Right.
Yeah,
When
there
that
were
went
people
down.
like
Like-
you know,
Chained to the
uh,
tree.
Like chained to their tree, yeah.
Camping in it.
I
Yeah.
remember
So-
that. Yeah.
Living
So
there.
that was the initial concept, and then, that was right around the time we had just got hit the year before in January with the tornadoes, and then the following year with Hurricane Michael. So
Right.
there was just like, our town was just devastated, like back to back.
Yeah.
And trees were down everywhere and everything, and
Yeah.
like you said, we bought a sawmill, so we wanted to kind of use all that lumber that was just down that people
Yeah,
were just
I mean,
hauling
I
off.
still
so-
have stacks and stacks. Of trees
Exactly,
in my-
people
in
got
my
firewood
yard.
for
Yeah, I mean,
years.
I have it stacked 10 feet high in my backyard.
So
Yeah.
literally every
Yeah.
piece of wood that's in here that was built from the bars or the tables, and initially all the back walls were cut pine that we milled from fallen trees. We didn't cut down any trees living to build any of this, and
Yeah.
we
Well,
kind of just wanted to use that concept to tie it back into our business.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of it's exciting. That's exciting to me, the backstory of that.
Mhm.
I would have never guessed, but it makes perfect sense when I hear it now.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was just a super cool name, but man,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's a good story.
yeah, I dig
well,
it.
I'm excited to throw some X's.
We're not going quite into that. We're gonna drink some more beer and then we're gonna toss
All right.
axes. I think that will increase our
This
efficiency.
guy's gonna got addicted. Like I,
I know,
said,
right?
he threw a little bit before we started, and he's like got hooked. It's addictive.
Yeah.
Parking lot when I opened there.
Well, I mean, we can always like set up some
Yeah.
beer, drink, toss axes, come back and say what we think about it.
Well, we can also potentially like throw axes like 2 people at a time, and then just and,
Have some people talking, some people throwing.
Pop back and
It's-
drink some beer.
precisely. We could. There's a lot of ways
Exactly.
we could do it, or we could just kind of do whatever happens.
I think we'll get a good drink in and then toss some
Yeah,
toss some
let's
axes
open
around.
something else.
I'm ready for another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
Why don't we try the mead?
Oh, you like your butter buzz.
The
You've
reason
had
I'm
it
suggesting
before.
the mead is it's
You've
going
had
to be
it
lighter
before.
than anything
I love
else.
mead.
Yeah.
I've never had
I
it.
don't know if I've ever had a mead.
And it,
I think this is a fairly low ABV
Bottle of
on a
Viking-
mead.
Viking blood at the house.
Yeah, nice.
Whatever that little
Yeah.
picture is, looks like
I
the
had
little
one-
piece of candy
I had
that my
mead
granddad
at
used to
Arrow.
always keep at his house, that little gold wrapper.
Like the little Werther's.
Yeah, Werther's,
Weathered,
the originals
whatever
or
it
whatever.
is.
Yeah, that's what it
Smells
looks
not great.
Yeah, I probably won't like
So
it.
for Eric,
You might
our
like it.
Viking guy.
like, does that know
Supposed
like
to
the
get
Werther's?
Yeah, it does.
original
I think that's what they're going for.
that my
honestly.
granddad used to always
So
have.
I'm
Give
definitely-
us.
I think it's a butterscotch
Yeah.
There you
mead.
go.
Are we gonna do the skull?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
gonna skull
We
it
could
up.
say
wait.
we can do the Irish and do Sláinte.
Is the Sláinte Irish?
Sláinte. Yeah.
Sláinte. I didn't know that one.
We're just
We
going
said it
for all
before.
the
I know I've said it
Vikings
before,
and,
but-
the
Cilantro.
Warriors.
We need to have a Viking night.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be
How
sweet.
many times have I said
I
that?
know, I know.
Everybody wear their Viking helmets.
You have
I
to.
mean, we've also
That's
got
what we're
St.
just talking
Patty's
about.
coming up.
6%.
I'm really excited
You actually get a
about St.
discount if you
Yeah.
wear your
St.
Viking
Patty's is coming
outfit.
up. St. Patty's is gonna be a fun thing.
Ooh, man.
You could
that's
have, I
gonna be
mean, you
exciting.
could do a costume thing, and if somebody comes as a Viking or represents in some kind of Viking way, whether it's
You throw
they're
for
wearing a
free
shirt,
If you dress fully.
if you
decked
dress
out
fully as a
Viking.
Viking, you guys are
Just
hearing it
say
here
it.
first.
Right.
So,
I'm not.
On Viking Day-
I'll stick to my word.
The day
If
they
you
have the
come
Viking,
decked out as a Viking, you can come throw for free on St.
I'm
Patty's.
down.
is it a timed thing? Can they throw free for an hour, 2 hours?
Well, usually for
You're gonna have some guy coming up here for like all day.
We're gonna have somebody here for like 14 hours.
Yeah.
Usually for our
Says
parties,
I committed, so
It's
I'm
the basic.
throwing for
It's the big guy who goes to the buffet and he's like, all day, all you can eat. I'm so hungry.
Oh, that was like
Bro,
us at the
all
taco,
day.
Let's do.
taco buffet.
If you come decked out as a Viking, you can come throw for 2 hours. for
Well,
free.
but if we do it as a party like St. Patty's, like
Right.
so we're having a party coming up, like we did our Christmas one, and we'll have like live music and a glow throw and stuff, and we do $20 for the whole night,
Yeah.
and it's on a Saturday.
that's great.
And so if we
Yeah.
did it like that, they could throw all night if
Yeah.
they wanted to.
Yeah, because
anyway.
typically it's only $20 to get in all night anyway.
So they
Like we got
get in
Raleigh
free.
Anderson coming up.
Oh, I got him coming on the show
He's
next
coming
week.
on next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
February 1st, we're having glow through,
Yeah.
black light to all the lanes.
Yeah, you told me you had all the like you were
Gonna
all
put,
black lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you see, still
Is
see
that
a little
glow sticks on
paint.
the axis?
So all the targets will be fully painted,
You,
and the black
this
light
neon tape on it
glows
looks really
bright.
cool.
Nice.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then we always have a band. Like I said, Riley Anderson's playing
Oh,
February 1st.
Riley's
That
awesome.
sounds like fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's a blast.
Well, if
I'm
y'all want to
excited
show
to
that
have
off,
him on the
can't
show.
we plug
Or
that
have
in
him here.
Yeah.
tonight?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all set, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's cut on.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, we can like cut black lights on. Oh, which one got? Which one?
It doesn't matter. There's still some, but at least they can see what it looks like.
That'd be
awesome.
exciting, and we could. And that's coming February 1st.
February 1st.
Yeah.
Right.
So
It's the night
pretty
before
much the
Super Bowl.
last weekend of every
Yeah.
month, which I know this one kind of fell on the first, which is
Right.
that Saturday. But pretty much the last weekend of every month, we're going to have a band party with glow throw, which is
Nice.
black lighted out every lane's target, and it's $20 all night.
Nice. I'm gonna have to get off for one of those. I normally am working Friday and Saturday nights.
Oh yeah, I work all Friday, Saturday,
Yeah, you
Sunday.
definitely want to get in here early for it because it gets slammed.
Yeah, like we had
Yeah.
almost 300 people here for the Christmas party, and it was like
Oh, shit.
every lane target was full. But
People
But
will
if you
say-
don't make
but-
it for
but
the
you
Saturday,
rotate.
the following
Yeah.
Thursday we have a glow throw because the
Yes.
targets are going to be up already,
Right.
and Thursdays are $10.
yeah,
Oh,
so,
okay.
so you
So,
come for half
if you
price.
can't make it-
and,
Well, I think Thursday I don't work, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I just have class, so I might very well be here on
Every
Thursdays.
Thursday's $10, but an hour. But
But every Thursday
after
after
the party.
following the band party is always going to be glow throw as well that night.
Okay. Well, hey. Yeah,
We had
so-
a big turnout this past one. We had almost 200 people come for that Thursday.
finally got to
night
try it.
glow
this
throw.
is better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I was waiting to see if we were
I know
like.
that's
we
what I
don't-
was.
if we
but
don't
he's
salute
like,
sooner, I'm gonna be
"Wait,
gone."
I know, like we haven't.
It's cilantro. It's
Cilantro.
It's like you're saying.
Cilantro.
It's like you're saying cilantro, but not quite. Cilantro.
Yeah, like if you gave up halfway.
You had-
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
probably destroying it with the Irish language, but it's okay.
I don't know.
I
You're not a
like
fan?
There's probably somebody in there right now.
Tastes like a gingerbread house.
Yeah, kind of. It's supposed to
It
be
is sweet.
butterscotch, and I get that on the end, but the initial flavor to me.
Yeah, maybe
Super
initials
sweet.
of
Is vanilla
butterscotch,
is
but
what
then
it is.
it's like gingerbread. I think.
Yeah.
To me, it's good. I mean, it's not.
I
bad.
didn't think I would like this one, but I do.
Yeah, I definitely do like this one too.
It says charming blend of vanilla, spice, and maple. I definitely taste the maple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I taste. More.
Initially.
I taste
Yeah.
more maple than I do butterscotch.
Yeah, I think vanilla and maple and spice is a bit vague. So
But the aftertaste is
Yeah.
more butterscotch.
yeah, that's the only spot I'm getting butterscotch.
Yeah.
There. Yeah. So this is from Monk's Mead Brewery, which is, as far as I know, the only meadery in Georgia.
You want to do the stout next?
Yeah, that'd be a good.
Show,
place to
show
go.
them the can real
Yeah.
quick,
So
just so
I'm
we
gonna-
I
have.
need
some
my
for-
daily coffee.
Monk's Meadery.
Yeah. So, did you want to be a badass and open this with an axe, or no?
I don't know if I trust him with that.
Yeah.
We tell
Oh,
people
yeah.
don't open
Do
your
it
He's
in the
gonna-
back.
She's gonna hit it like this, and
Hold on, we got that here.
no, I mean you're here. You might as well. We only have one bottled beer, so
Oh, jeez.
I believe in you.
I
and
think
you
you're
can-
supposed to do it more
Here goes
like
your thumb.
badass than that.
No, he's doing it.
You
He's
came
getting
in
it.
here and tried this before, haven't you? Yes.
Right on.
I mean,
That is. Yeah.
This one's good.
Yeah.
it's not really a lot in here, so I'm gonna kind of.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So-
Good thing we don't have glass
You like
bottles.
coffee?
You can just Maybe it can be like a business move.
Then
You can
you
charge
probably will
people
like it.
$40 to open.
You
As long
probably
as
can
you
get a
don't
little bit
use
more
your
in there.
axe to
We'll see
shotgun
once
a
everybody
beer.
goes and pours
We
it.
don't
That's
encourage
what it is.
opening beers with axes, but
So this,
What do you think
is this
else,
a
Sharp?
stout or a porter?
I'll
It's
replace
stout,
it.
okay, I see it on the,
it's okay.
What are you doing? Yeah.
He's getting warmed up.
I'm getting my
Yeah.
wrist.
He's just trying to get it warmed up so
seen-
when we can start throwing axes,
You
he's
seen,
good.
you seen Home Alone where he's standing over what's his name? The guy that's not
The short guy?
yeah
Or the tall guy?
the tall guy is standing over the short guy
Harry.
with the crowbar. Yeah,
Yeah,
Harry. Yeah. He's just, look, what are you doing, Harry? What are you doing?
Stay real still with the axe or with the hammer or something?
With the
or-
crowbar, 'cause
Yeah,
the
the crowbar,
spiders,
yeah.
because the spider's like on his
the
face, you didn't see
tarantula.
it.
Yeah, I'm a Home Alone fan. I watched it like 4 times over Christmas break.
I think everybody did
I
when
watched
Disney
that movie.
Plus came out.
I watch that movie almost every month because why is
Yeah.
it on TV any month but December?
Yeah,
That's
and I watched it like 4 times in that month.
What country are we doing this time?
Oh,
Prost.
Prost.
I can
German.
bring that
What?
one.
Wait, huh?
Prost.
Prost.
Pearls?
Prost.
Prost.
Pearls.
German.
Have a
I
little-
don't think we know more than like 6.
Yeah.
We're gonna run out of these in a minute. We're gonna we have more beer,
Read.
but
We've
we're-
got
we
Kompai
ran out of-
next. We've got I
Cheers.
don't remember what it was in,
We've got
in
salute,
Chinese.
We've got
I could drink
Kompai,
that for
we've got I don't know Chinese
before work. Give me a little
Think
coffee.
black coffee. It's a lot of
Say that
coffee.
too
Man,
loud.
I've got a breakfast stout over.
I said I could. I didn't say I will. Or
Oh, that's
Big fan of
super
breakfast
coffee.
stout.
it is.
Super
I haven't had
coffee.
a lot of them, but I'm definitely a stout fan.
Yeah.
I was recently in Blue Ridge and went to Grumpy Man Brewery.
Oh,
We've
nice.
had their beer, I think, on
Yeah,
the show.
yeah, we
They have
They
really
had a
funky cans.
marshmallow stout that I freaking fell in
man.
love with when I
That
was
sounds
up there.
good.
It was so good.
You know, one of the most interesting stouts I had when I was in Michigan, I can't remember the brewery. It's not one of the common Michigan breweries like Founders or Bell's or New
Yeah.
Holland. One of those. Somebody less well known. They had a Neapolitan ice cream stout.
Oh wow.
Like it tasted somehow you know like
You get the strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate.
yeah, like you know how when you like scoop all 3 at the same time and you taste it, and it
Yeah.
has like one flavor.
Yeah.
Somehow it tasted exactly like that, like
Wow.
exactly like.
I think
it.
I want a mint chocolate stout.
No.
Yeah,
Why is that?
I'm not a big guy.
I love mint chocolate.
Yeah, but it's got to be dead on accurate.
I had
stout.
a kelp stout in
I've
Canada.
I've had a kelp stout.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
You
have-
like coffee?
We've had a couple. Of
I do
oyster
like
stouts
coffee, but
before.
I don't
Love
know.
coffee.
I mean,
You
it's
can't- I
not
can
bad.
taste all the
Yeah.
coffee in
It's
there.
not
I know, that's all
bad,
it tastes.
but
Like
I
I said, I
don't-
can drink this before work.
But I don't want coffee in
I
a
won't.
beer.
I could
I
drink
won't.
this one before breakfast.
I could.
I could think. I
Yeah.
think I could drink coffee.
That is nice.
That's
It
good.
tastes like coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Tastes
really
like-
does.
It doesn't
It's
taste
just-
like a beer at all.
Tastes like a
it
cold
tastes
brew
like
coffee.
some kind of exactly cold brew coffee.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah,
that's
really.
what it is. I don't like cold coffee, so.
Yeah, that would
No,
do it,
he
yeah.
doesn't.
I'm a big fan of cold brew.
I tried to make that work.
I'm a fan of Folgers Black.
Oh man, so I have a great story about Folgers, and I drink my coffee black pretty much all the time. So when I was in Michigan, I went to the Gallup Guitar School in Michigan.
Oh no, I was
So
gonna try to find a way.
when
to
I was
cross
when I was
this.
up there, you get in at 8 in the morning. It's super cold outside. You have to have coffee, and they just had Folgers in the back. And so you go and you make your coffee, you put it in your bench, and you start working. And then 10 minutes later, you have sawdust in the coffee. So the first week, you go and you get a new cup of
Yeah.
a new cup of coffee like a human being.
Yeah.
And then like the second or third week, you just drink the sawdust.
Get used to this.
Yeah.
Ah, you be getting like one of those strainers and like straining out the sawdust or a
Yeah, you
filter
might
or
drink it through a
something.
coffee filter, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
not quite the
My
same.
old job working with my dad in the machine shop, the metal dust, and
Hey.
he's just like,
Yeah,
you know what? I'm going to immunity to it.
by
I'm
trade, I'm a
good."
machinist actually.
Really?
Yeah, I have a machining degree.
Oh,
So,
nice. Yeah, my
yeah.
dad owns Superior Machine Works in
Oh, right on.
Sylvester.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right on. Yeah, I might.
They
know that,
actually, we cut out the Twisted Timber and WATO on our water jet
Nice.
up there.
Man, that's
It used to
cool.
be my handwriting.
Yeah.
And now it's like professional.
She
Yeah, I'm
sounds
saving
bitter
up
about
for
it.
the router.
A little bit bitter.
No, it looks so much better. It really does. But out of
Yeah,
everybody here, my handwriting was better.
Yeah, believe me, we went through that.
Yeah, no, but it looks really good.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
if
did a
it, see,
great
if it were
job.
me and I was making those, what I would do is I'd cut out a plastic template, put it on the board, and spray over it.
Love what you
Yeah.
guys are doing.
Yeah,
Soon
pretty
I'll
much
be
that's
able to get
all-
my
that's all
first
it is. It's
experience
just
with
like
Axler.
aluminum.
I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
template.
it.
Yeah, and we just spray over it.
Makes sense.
We also thought about like maybe when we do birthdays and stuff, put people's names up there, but that's maybe. in
Yeah.
the future and
Yeah.
stuff. So.
That's
Yeah.
what we come up with.
Or
Got
you
some
know,
ideas
like
in the
somebody, if
work.
somebody's having a bad breakup, or you know, they have like a whole X day.
Well,
You know, you bring up
we
pictures
have
of your
wanted
ex
to
and
do
you'll throw X.
Ask Your Ex,
On
but it's
Valentine's.
actually illegal to throw at pictures.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
Because of
I've heard
things.
something
So,
about that,
I
yeah.
wanted to do
So
that.
We
cho-
could do like their name.
So yeah, we thought about doing like hearts, with like you can write the name and then you can
Yeah.
throw it.
Yeah.
It's so
Their name.
disappointing.
That's a loophole.
That's illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lines of, like,
you can always
bullying.
find a loophole
Yeah, well,
in
I guess
Yeah.
if I'm,
law.
if
So-
like
But yeah, throwing
hypothetically,
at an actual
Yeah.
picture of a person is actually like it's illegal.
Oh.
I guess it makes sense.
So-
I mean,
Terroristic threat type thing. I
Yeah.
think is
I
what
mean,
We
I
it
guess,
talked
is.
like,
to we talked to the attorney and they were like, no, we advise against that because if
that.
something happens to that person later, then they're like,
well,
well,
Hey.
you
these
threw
guys threw
pictures
axes
at them. So
We found her
did you
dead in her
kill 'em?
apartment with the axe in her back.
Somebody came in and did a
We've
little-
seen you practice recently. Yeah.
Yeah,
Voodoo-
we saw
little
you on
voodoo on our
Facebook
axes.
like throwing pictures at it. So like, did you
Yeah,
kill her?
like a-
So yeah, we
like somebody
That's
come
fair.
in,
It's
Chris and
frowned
our ex
upon.
with some
Yeah.
voodoo and like hit
so
that.
so unfortunately that was the
Yeah.
original plan, Axe
just
Your
not
Ex,
luck,
but
right?
Yeah.
kind of had to like.
We had to
try-
shift it a
Yeah,
little
we had to
bit.
shift gears and like.
I mean, that's
Figure
that's
out
still
the
great during
loophole.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Still, that is a hilarious idea. I would do that.
And it sounds good. Axe Your Ex, so it all like
Man, yeah.
blends in and it like has a good
Really nice.
slogan. But
Yeah, you have a
you
picture
can't
from
do it. From
was
high
it
school.
my girlfriend's an axe or I married so I married an axe murderer.
Yeah.
we're gonna be the Netflix
Yeah.
like,
Oh, man.
documentary.
So you met my
Lindsay
dad
Gordon.
earlier, who's the DA. He had a case like a couple of years ago that was
Can you
actually
talk about
an
it?
axe murder.
Can you actually
Wow.
talk about it?
Wait. Who's your
Yeah.
dad?
Lewis Lamb.
I think I've met him.
Yeah, he's
I
the,
met
he's
him a
the
little while ago. Very nice guy.
White
He
hair?
loved.
Oh yeah,
play.
looks
Yeah.
like Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, no.
He wasn't
Yeah.
that white-headed.
Yeah.
He wasn't
I'm
Colonel
friends with
Sanders'
the
wife.
I've
DA,
never
so
bought
I've
this Colonel Sanders. People say that, and I've
Your
never
dad
bought
when he
that.
had the
Yeah.
goatee and the mustache,
But he
straight
was-
up.
But like until the more recent Colonel Sanders commercials, that's
Yeah.
like
I was
Like
thinking about,
artificial
like-
Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting a bucket of chicken,
He
right, and
changed
have
his
it
facial hair
sealed,
because of that.
have it covered, you know, because you can get the ones with the cover on it,
yeah.
and have somebody with a camera and toss it to him, say "Think fast," and he catches it. It'd be like, done,
Oh,
Colonel
yeah.
Sanders.
If you
Got
want
him.
to stage that next week, we can make that happen.
I can always just
would-
Photoshop it in there.
let's do that just to mess with them. It would be funny. But man, yeah.
Where are we gonna go with that?
I don't know.
What did you guys think about that? I know you weren't a huge fan of it, but I
I like
really
it a lot.
like that
No,
stout.
that's a very good stout to me.
Yeah, I
but I,
thought,
like
yeah.
coffee a lot. I drink my coffee. Like I said, I went hunting this morning at 5 o'clock this morning.
With an axe.
I didn't know. I took my shotgun. But I went and got my coffee before I went hunting, even at 5 o'clock in the morning.
That sounds awesome if you were to kill him with an axe. You see a
I don't
boar.
think I
and
can
you're
hit
like,
a duck with an axe.
oh, I was thinking of a wild boar. You
No,
kinda sneak up
no.
on it. Cock.
Man, yeah.
It was duck season. Like I said, deer season all is out. It's duck season's in, and I shoot. If I hit an axe or a duck with an axe, you'd be
You're fucking.
That'd be
You,
awesome.
You're last.
You're a
Good
badass.
His last few Mohicans up in here.
I have a hard time hitting them with a shotgun unless that's an axe. So, but no, yeah, I'm all about my coffee though, and
Yeah.
that was a very good beer.
You want to run this
Yeah.
apple crumb cake?
Ooh,
You
yeah,
like
that sounds good.
decadent.
Well-
Dessert next, right? Coffee and then dessert.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Isn't that what they say?
We just open it
Yeah,
with
so-
the.
Yeah, do it.
last
Where-
week we had
It's not
we
even
had
under it.
What is axe theme in it over here?
yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
There you go.
No, it didn't
Took
even
some
open.
skill.
Now you gotta like just hatchet it, and, like
You really did.
get it open.
There it is.
We're here. We're doing it up.
We're making
So this is from Decadent. I see a pie on here.
Everything-
Apple crumb cake. It is
Everything
a
from
That sounds delicious.
double IPA with apple puree and
Decadent
cinnamon.
only makes dessert beers, and they're usually IPAs. And like last week we had a
And this isn't
macaron
an
beer.
IPA.
That's a double.
It's an IPA.
A double.
Yeah.
I've never had
So last week we did
Apple
it's a stack 'em up. It's a game bus,
Good. Yeah.
and it's a whole arcade within a bus. This guy took a bus and built it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mac
Yeah.
totally took a bus, built it up, made it an arcade in a bus.
Yeah.
His last is Stackem.
Stalsky?
Stackem.
Stack 'em up mobile entertainment. LLC.
Yeah, Stack is within his
And
name. His
the-
name is very
The
Europe.
bus is impossible to
European.
miss. Actually,
Wait, that's
We love
in
you.
town,
Is
right?
that local?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's local,
yeah,
yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah, you know, and he's really easy to get in touch with, and it would be shoot, I mean,
If you guys did
there's-
like a day where there was, adults in here drinking and,
What if you did like an
and
axe
throwing, and then
Axe's
kids.
video game.
Kids
You
in
buy-
the bus.
you buy it,
Yeah.
you buy a combo. or
Add
something.
the ice cream truck and we got like.
I'm not actually on video gaming, so I mean,
Yeah,
I'm down.
I know.
yeah. I mean, the bus is super cool. So yeah, decadent apple crumb cake. That's what we're drinking now.
Everybody got a little
Yeah.
Are we cheers into this one or?
What country are we this time?
Kampai.
kampai, Japanese,
Kampai.
yeah.
It's Japanese, man.
Kampai.
Kampai.
Y'all gotta remind me of these later because I won't
You're
remember.
not
I
gonna.
swear, we just had another
I'm
one.
telling you, we're gonna run out in a little while.
Yeah. We need to come up with a list of actual, because it's sort of become our thing where we. Where
That
we do
does
different-
not
It
taste like an
tastes- It
IPA.
tastes like
No.
not at all. It tastes like
It's a double too.
it tastes like a mild apple cider.
Perfumey.
Oh, that's good though. It's got like I
Decadent's
like that
really
little
good at that.
spice in there. Yeah, I was really impressed last week with.
It literally tastes like a mild
Remember,
apple
out
cider.
of the 6 we had last week, I think the Macron
Perfumey.
IPA was my favorite.
Yeah.
So.
And that was pretty cool, and we did it within a bus.
Yeah.
First time doing
While
that.
playing Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played Beerio Kart actually.
Yeah, we played the Mario Kart drinking game, which is
If you get-
basically if you get hit with something,
Mm-hmm.
then you have to drink. But it's bad to drink and drive, so you have
Oh,
to park first.
Oh, I'd be drunk as crap by the end of that.
Yeah.
So you couldn't sling a
Open into
turtle
everything.
until you like.
You throw it, and if you actually get hit with something, and your car spins or whatever, you have to stop,
And
grab
then
your
put it
drink
I mean,
it, and then
put
start
it on
driving
the-
again.
What if you like just
Probably be
bump
big.
into a wall or something?
You're good on that. Just if you
Okay.
get hit with something that actually causes you to
Super
spin.
Smash.
Okay.
So like
In between.
if you fall off an edge, you're good. But if somebody
That'd be
actually
sweet.
hits you with something,
Okay.
I had one point where we were playing the one with the balloons on it, right?
Yeah, the balloon battle.
Yeah,
That one's an
and
easy
I
one.
would be drinking, and then while my character's parked, I'd get hit again. I'm like, well, fuck, and then start drinking again.
Drink again.
Yeah, and I would lose like 2 balloons before I
Don't
could
mind
actually
if I
drive
do.
again.
Yeah,
Anybody
exactly.
else want to come pass on by
That's
and hit me
so
again?
funny.
Yeah, I think Stack. It would.
I'm losing my buzz, y'all. Hit me with a turtle.
I'm just gonna stay still, just run it. I think
Yeah.
that would be a cool collaboration with Mac.
Well, he's the cool thing is he's always down for. It seems like he's always
We
down
can
for
set
stuff
him
like
up right
that,
here in the
you know?
back and have the kids playing in the bus and the
Yeah.
parents
Yeah.
throwing axes.
Yeah, but he's a less than 1 year old, gaming business, which is kind of basically what you guys.
Well, hey, we're a less than 1
He was
year old
at
axe
Chalk
throwing
Fest,
business.
wasn't he?
so-
Yeah, he was.
So, yeah.
Well, I think he was at Chalk Fest. He was at.
He's been to Pretoria 3 or 4 times.
We had a couple guys at Chalk Fest walking around giving out stuff.
Yeah, I went to
We
Chalk
gave
Fest
a bunch
and I
of
think
free
I saw
throws
him.
and stuff out. We
Where
had a
the
bunch of
bus?
flyers, and on the back of quite a few of them, we had like free, like half off and free throws.
So they just come in and they can throw it once.
Oh, in
Yeah.
fact.
Not
Well, they
just-
had a voucher.
No, not just
Oh, hey,
once.
so Mac is actually watching, and he says definitely in for a combo with you
Oh,
guys.
1
heck
hour.
yeah.
Yeah.
1 hour.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mac's
Yeah.
watching. He's okay. We're gonna.
Please.
He
out
watches this
back.
every week.
You
Yeah.
see, follow the axe. Out back.
There's
We're gonna
a
park
door
the
right there.
bus.
You could literally pull up to it and literally have everybody that wants to play video games.
Including me. when I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
We're gonna like have to like unclock our axe masters out of the thing. And
So
like, have them-
yeah,
everything
we'll get
from
you guys in
PlayStation
touch.
3 to Xbox One to Switch. He's got multiple of the consoles, multiple TVs. He's got VR, and he's got a lot of stuff in the works. And speaking of that, what kind of big things do you guys have in the works? I know you guys said you have something going on for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
What's some
so-
other big things you guys have coming up in the future?
So we're gonna have something for Valentine's. We haven't 100% decided, but it's gonna be some kind of night for that. Because like I said, the axe your ex kind of.
You can't throw them at pictures of your ex.
Photos, unfortunately, that was the original plan. But we're gonna have some kind of affiliation with that. But
Then on the 25th or 26th, we partnered up again with Brushstrokes and BuzzFolk, so
Oh, yeah.
Haley
Yeah.
West.
I
You
love
see those
Haley.
guys everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, she's
she-
actually got a new podcast. Her and
Oh, really?
give me a second. Continue what you're saying.
But she came
Yeah.
in for our Bob Ross party.
Yeah.
So we had a Bob Ross
Bob
paint
Ross
party.
party,
So
that's
we had a
awesome.
Bob Ross
Yeah.
paint party,
we
and
dressed
that's
up
Right,
as
yeah.
I dressed up, and then like one other person dressed up as
Yeah.
Bob Ross. But like during their
we
break
sold
time,
out. There was 45 spots,
That's
and we
awesome.
sold out.
Yeah.
Of those
yeah,
with
and
her.
so during their dry time, they would throw, and then at the end they got to throw or whatever. So she had her rate of $35 a person, and then we just added $10 if you wanted to throw. And so they had a great time. So we scheduled another one for it's a Wednesday, I believe.
February
so it's the
26th.
25th or 26th.
I'm pretty sure it's
What's the
26th.
next one coming? Anything coming this month?
Well, it's the Riley Anderson glow
Yeah.
throw,
Yeah,
and
so,
that's
so
February
February
1st.
1st, which is the last Saturday, which is really the first Saturday of February, but, you know.
Yeah.
Raleigh Anderson, all the lanes will be black lighted, neon painted. Get here early because, like I said, last time we had about 300 people here, and
It was packed.
yeah, it was packed.
Slam.
But it's gonna be Raleigh Anderson's gonna put on a good show, and we're
Yeah, he
gonna.
tears it up, man.
And the act zone is even if you don't have a lane initially, people will rotate out. So you'll be able to come and throw all night. It's $20 all night to get in, listen to him. You can just sit around at our tables and things at the bar, or you know, and actually rotate in and out of actually the throwing the axes for
Right.
$20. You can't really beat that because it's typically going a 1 hour rate for what the normal nights
Yeah,
are.
and the great thing about it is last time we had a lot of people that ordered takeout, so like pizza and things like that. But now there's a food truck that actually
It's in the parking
sits
lot.
out in
Yeah,
the parking
yeah.
lot, and it's barbecue. What
What's
is it, Rib Shack?
The Rib
Is it,
Shack.
it's,
It's
Matt
This-
Matt's.
yeah.
RJ
It's,
Alverson's.
yeah, Alger
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alverson's
It's
Rib
Rich
Shack,
and
which
then,
is Rich.
It's Matt Matt,
Furniture.
right? Matt Matt's part of that?
Matt, Matt?
The Rib Shack.
Yeah,
It's
so
actually
Matt-
called the
Is
Rib,
it?
Matt
Oh,
Matt.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt and Justin and Rich.
Rich, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
know,
love Matt.
I know Rich
But
and
dude,
Justin.
they have barbecue
Yeah.
nachos and sandwiches
So
and
good.
ribs
Speaking
and
about
rib
this,
tips.
because I've been wanting to mention it. When
Dude,
we
they do
heard
good.
Axe Bar, which is already kind of Canadian.
Yeah.
We,
But we're not a bar.
Well, okay, yeah. Sorry. I didn't
Okay,
mean-
let's bet. Yeah,
Because we're
let's,
family friendly. We're not a bar.
Axe House.
We're an axe venue, really.
Yeah,
We're a house,
apologies.
whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it.
But we offer beer, but we're not a bar. We're not like going to Charlie B's and just getting hammered.
Yeah.
This is a sociable thing. You can come sociably drink. If you want to really drink, you can, but you're just not going to be able to throw axes.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
Axe
so-
Masters will like kind of
Yeah, we're just
dictate
like
that when they're like,
custom.
"Yo, you're drunk as shit.
Yeah.
We're not
If
gonna
I
let
see
you
you
toss
up
an
there,
axe."
Yeah, he's an
He's
axe
like,
master.
I got this.
Like,
Okay.
through like one eye, like I think I can do this.
Talking
I'm
like Jack
Oh,
Sparrow,
okay,
and you're
okay,
like,
okay.
"I
You
got
need to go
this."
sit down. Let me go get you another beer,
Yeah,
but no more axe.
Like-
Yeah.
And really, I think
Get your
we've only
bottle of
stopped
water.
somebody once.
Twice.
Is it
It's
twice?
only been twice.
We've
Yeah.
been, like I said, almost 5 months and only 2 people we've literally had to ask.
Because-
Pretty good score.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah, that's pretty good, yeah.
No
like,
injuries.
Really,
No injuries, and 2 people that we've had to ask to stop throwing because they've
And one
been
probably should have never started. I had to
Yeah.
stop her, but it all turned out good. Nobody got injured, and we
But-
haven't
Right.
had any injuries.
really, when you get
Yeah.
to throwing, it's like it's really entertaining. So you kind of forget
It's-
that, like, oh crap, I need to sit back and drink some more beer, man.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
yeah,
awesome.
no,
like,
I'm-
because it's
really
so
could-
addicting,
I
as you
really-
see. It's
yeah.
addicting, and you're like the beer is as a second thing. You know,
Yeah.
you-
Well, see,
it's
I
not
feel
about
like
drinking;
Actually,
it's about throwing.
maybe the 40 minutes that I was throwing axes, I
Yeah.
could get a little tired, and then like
yeah,
I
you
might
like,
have-
take
But,
a
might
little
but when
break.
you have a group,
Yeah.
when you have a group though, and you're kind of rotating out,
yeah.
it's not as bad. You know,
And you
you're not.
haven't played a game yet.
No, that's when it's
The
fun.
game
When it's
is when it's
competitive,
fun.
when it's competitive, and you're
I'm very
actually.
competitive.
Yeah.
Me too.
So y'all need to
So,
do that.
Yeah,
like
whenever
actually
you're
throw a
competing
game.
against somebody, that's when it gets fun and challenging, and you focus a little harder, and you want to make sure you hit that bullseye or whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
we're constantly coming up with different games
Yeah, we have
for
quite a
people
few
to
games
try.
for
And
people
like,
to
if
try.
you don't like the generic like league play, we have 4 or 5 different games for you to try out
Yeah.
throughout the
That our
night,
axe
so-
masters teach you how to play.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then we
that sounds
have
great.
like
yeah.
at Thanksgiving we had the turkey throw.
Yeah.
So it was like we had a literal turkey drawn
the
on.
feathers
Yeah,
all the
so
way
you
around
had
the
to-
body, and then you had to close out on like their eyeballs.
No, it was their beak,
Or their
but it
feathers.
was like all around the world. So you go
Right.
all around the turkey, and then so we have like different games for
Yeah.
different holidays and stuff that we've come up with or found that are fun and just something different to do. You know.
If you guys haven't noticed, also that they're all repping the swag.
Some cool
We got
tees,
the
man.
we got the
We got
long
the
sleeve
shirt.
tee.
You got
We got
the
hoodies.
got the koozies.
Yeah,
Koozies. You guys
that's
can't
right.
see them. They're in frame.
Yeah, there's
How much are the
new
hoodies
one.
anyway?
So the hoodies are
$35.
$35, which is like I just googled hoodies before we bought these, and they're on the low end of a cost of a hoodie. Most
Right,
hoodies
yeah,
are
yeah.
like $50
40,
to
50,
$65. So
65 is-
$35, and I'm trying. I
They're
put this on
comfortable.
tonight. Yeah, I put this on tonight because it was freezing outside,
Yeah.
and it's warm and it's comfortable. It's movable.
Yeah.
He just changed his brake pads with his literally
Can't
right
tell all
before
the
he-
grease I got
right
on me
before you
right
got
now.
here.
And also noticed on your hand that the tattoo. Did you get that prior or
Yeah.
post?
I got it post. No,
Nice.
it really
He's
means a lot to
addicted.
me.
He's
Like
addicted.
this had really come in passion.
If you guys can't see it, like you gotta get these guys, get
Yeah.
in close,
Go
show
for
it
it.
out.
I actually got it here in Albany.
He got it actually at Twisted Timber. They put
Yeah.
ink on the end of an axe.
Yeah, like
Just slammed
we
it
sit
on
there
the
and,
hand.
chiseled
one of
it
my Axe
in.
Masters is an old retired tattoo artist, so you just come up here
Yeah,
and
we're
just
just like,
Randy
knock it
Hatmaker
out.
actually. You know, hat tags.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's our Axe Master up here.
He's so
So,
full of crap.
Yeah.
He did not. Where did you really get it done?
I got it done at Trademark right down the road. They're awesome. You know,
Yeah, I know.
I've put flyers in there before, so they're
Right.
definitely down.
Did you get salad? You get Jason?
No, I got Anthony actually did. Yep.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're
That's good.
definitely.
Yeah.
Might have to go back and get another one.
So,
you never know.
Just get them across your chest. I don't know if you guys have seen.
That's what I
Big
told.
axe.
That's
I
what I
thought
told
about
my
right here
wife.
on the
I was
bed.
just gonna get like, I was like, I'm the owner of an axe bar now, so
Yeah.
I just need to get like crossed axes like across.
y'all
my
seen Kung
whole
Fu
entire
Hustle?
Or
chest.
Target.
There's a kung fu movie called Kung Fu Hustle, and it's super goofy. But there's the axe
Oh,
gang,
yeah.
and they all use axes
Mhm.
for everything. They're just a
Yeah.
huge like mafia gang, and they have like one of the main boss guy has tattoos, one going this way and one going this way.
That's what I said.
All
I need.
across
I was
his
like,
chest.
I own an axe venue now. I need to get cross axes across my chest.
The funny
wrap
thing
it.
is, Cold Steel, they make an Axe Gang
Yeah, the axe
axe
gang
that
axe.
you can buy.
And it's a sweet
Yeah, and
throwing
it actually
axe.
has like Axe Gang and like Chinese written on the handle and shit like that.
Highly-
Kung Fu Hustle, man.
I highly,
It's an awesome
that's
movie.
like their-
recommend that axe.
That's
It's
like their
a
axe for
sweet
Kung Fu
throwing
Hustle.
axe.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get that.
It's actually one of my favorites
Yeah.
to throw.
Hopefully we can get that collaboration working with fucking
Trenton?
yeah, Trent.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He,
Dude,
Trenton
yeah,
Todd,
he's-
if you're watching,
he might.
He
He
also
might
love
drop
to
in.
get some axes
knows?
made for sure.
Yeah, he already said he was
Me for
down.
sure, 'cause-
He said he
Yeah,
could
no,
make some
yeah,
awesome
yeah,
axes.
I
and-
spend too much money on axes anyway.
A
can
for
definitely-
the like the people who love it like us, but then B for like our public
yeah, yeah. you
to sell some axes.
have a couple axes up on the walls. People can actually buy them. And if you want something actually personally made, he
Future
could do
idea.
some Damascus. Like if you put the money together and you're like, I'm fucking into this. Like tattoo and all. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm in this. This is part of life. He can make Damascus. He can make all the crazy designs on it.
That
You're gonna
Damascus
look-
is still sweet.
You're gonna look
I
like
would
a-
love
like
to-
blue
I would love
steel.
to buy an axe head and then fit my own handle. That'd be cool.
Yeah, look at this guy to make our handle and get Trenton to make.
Yeah.
it.
Trent can do all the leathering as well. So if you
Yeah.
need a badass leather
Well, I could do a leather grip,
sheath-
no problem.
sheath for it, he can do all of that.
Come on up here. We'd
Yeah.
love to talk to you.
I got a flying fox that I need a sheath for, Trent.
But also, that'd be pretty cool, and especially if we get a pro shop, like they
Yeah.
want to talk about way in the future, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
So we will definitely eventually have a pro shop
So
where we sell axes and
axe.
rehandle axes and
right.
have a
Sure.
Somewhere
create-
down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a year from now.
We're literally
Yeah.
we're
created
4
some
months
pros.
in.
Future idea,
We're
That's
four,
maybe.
we're 4 months
Yeah.
in, so like so we're at the baby steps. So, but eventually, yes, we would love to. We're
Yeah.
we're
So
going
that's-
to have a pro
Yeah,
shop.
That's
I
one of the
wager
big
in a
things-
couple years, you guys will have created some pros.
That's
just
one
by
of the
getting
big
people
things
somewhere.
in line for the future. But what is something else that you guys are planning that you can actually talk about?
So league is something that we're part of the Waddle WATL. It's the World Axe Throwing League. That actually starts Wednesday, like day after tomorrow. So what that is pretty much we're affiliated with the World Axe Throwing League. There's over 7,000 participants in the World Axe Throwing League, and in that you create each of our venues throwers player profile, and it tracks your win-loss ratio, it tracks your scores, it tracks your overall throws, and then also, so it lasts 8 weeks. So you'll throw for 7 weeks to determine the overall bracket format, and week 8 is a double elimination bracket style tournament to determine who our venue's winner league champion is.
Right.
And there's 4 leagues a year. There's a winter league, a spring league, a summer league, and then a fall league. And
But
that's
this one is just a
This is-
house, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
we're unaffiliated this one time. This is because, like I said, we're new. So we're
Trying to get a feel for
we're
it.
using this one as our trial run, which we already have about 14 participants in it, which I'm very proud of because most new venues have like 6 people that do their first league. So we have like 14, so we're literally over double what a lot of the new startup venues have in the participation for league. And so I hope we keep growing it. But it's just a way that people who enjoyed the sport of axe throwing can come together on a night that's an off night, that's not one of our normal nights that we're open, and we're all going to help each other just to get better and just kind of grow the sport of axe throwing, because it's booming. It's starting to really boom.
The league's also a good, it's a good way just to like kind of have a midweek way to chill out, you know, kind of hang out with some folks that you enjoy doing something with.
Yeah,
I mean, like actually, like I said, you threw for 40 minutes before and you just couldn't stop before
Yeah,
you wanted
so
to.
much
He's
fun.
addicted.
So-
He's
so,
now
I
a
mean-
patron.
Yeah,
That's right.
I'll,
I mean,
I'll be back.
And there's so many people that really just like fall in love with it so quickly, and it is a way that all of our a lot of our axe masters are doing it, and then like me as the owner and we have quite a few regulars that literally are here almost every time we open the doors,
Wow.
and they just fall in love with it. But
And there's ladies.
Yeah,
Let's
we have-
not forget.
we
I
have-
wanted to,
Exactly.
but it's
like I
on
said,
a night where my job is not.
we have 14 participants that are signed up right now for the league, and 4 of those 14 are female.
Yeah.
And they love it just as much as the guys. So it's not just for guys, 100%.
And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure in the top 25 this past year at WATL the Worlds, there was at least 6 women throwers.
In the top 25
in
of the
top
world.
25 of the world. So I mean, everybody. I mean, there was even
Yeah.
an 8-year-old girl at Worlds this year. So
Wow.
Yeah.
anybody can participate in
I didn't
league.
know that.
Like, it's not a I don't think I'm good enough type thing.
It's
You know,
not about
it's-
being the best. It's
Yeah,
about the
it's-
camaraderie and the friendship and the relationships that you build through something that's something you enjoy.
Kind of like a bowling league.
Yeah, and
You know?
exactly. And
A
if
lot more fun and a little more stress
But the
relieving.
same concept where it's
Yeah.
just
Badass.
like fun and
Yeah, I
fellowship.
mean, you
you
get to
know?
throw,
And
you get
if
to throw an axe and 2 wood, and it's
and if
just
you
like
get to the
Yeah.
point where you're
Yeah.
actually
ask him.
So cool.
where
Yeah.
you're actually really good, you can represent Twisted Timber on a higher level.
Yeah. And if you happen to qualify for the top 128 throwers in the world, which honestly, the numbers that the people who qualified for it we have quite a few guys here who are already good enough to, maybe not good enough to make it there, but who are not very far off.
Probably get
And-
bids to it.
And we're only 4 or 5, months into it.
Yeah.
So I really feel like if the people take it seriously, we could definitely have people qualify for Worlds eventually to be the top 128 thrower in the world.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool.
You know what I mean? I believe there's people around here. I mean, like,
Yeah.
From old Small Benny.
yeah, 'cause, I mean,
you gotta think down in South, we're all
like-
country boys for the most part.
Throwing
That grew up
axes.
doing random.
and your top
roughneck
throwers
stuff.
are from northern United States right now. Like the South
But
needs
that's-
to rise. We need to come back
Oh.
and take this,
Yeah.
take this
I
up.
It does. I mean,
It could spark that whole rivalry. It's
Well,
a whole
the
cool
kind of,
thing about
yeah.
axe throwing.
axe throwing does seem like something that people around here would really like.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
And they love
you
it.
would, and you would not guess the people that we have seen come up out of the bushes. That have
Yeah.
walked- and when I literally say bushes, it looks like they like have it strapped to their back when they walk through
Super
this door.
coconut.
I
I'm at
believe
the
it.
beach
Yeah.
with that
So
one.
I mean,
Jeez.
but like I said, it brings in
Not from
every
here.
walk of life,
Smells
and that's
good.
probably one of the reasons why I like this
Yeah.
working here the most.
Well,
I'm
shoot, we
most
have an
of-
axe master that literally, like, since the day we opened, the first time he came in, he bought 5 hours.
Yes.
And he threw till the daggone backboard was like blown out.
And he was here. And he
He
was here
literally came in every single
time
day that we were
opened the door.
open.
He was here.
Now
And
he's
now
an
we
axe
hired
master.
him, and he is one of our best axe masters.
You're talking about him?
We're talking about Josh.
His name's Josh.
You'll
No.
see him. He's got
I
I
paracord
came in with the
bracelets
doors.
like up his arm.
I didn't want anybody to see how
on his
bad I was,
hat.
so I came in with it a lot.
Cowboy from Indiana.
Oh, he's awesome.
But
we
he
called him
loves
the Indiana
it.
Cowboy for a while.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
So this is
then we got to know the kid, and he's just a fantastic dude, and he's a hard worker, and he just loves the sport and loves throwing.
Mm, yeah.
Like he just went, like Cheehaw actually here locally just had
Yeah, the Frontier, yeah.
Frontier Festival, and he actually went and competed in the no he was going to compete, and he said he got there about 20 minutes too late, and
I hate that I missed it. It happened on a Sunday, and
yeah.
Yeah.
or the day that I actually could go was on a Sunday, early, and I've just started another
Pina
job.
colada.
yeah, it smells
actually-
exactly like that. This is
I was
Coco
about to
Pina
say-
Goza from
It's like
Coastal
pina
Empire Beer.
colada slash
That's pretty close,
sunscreen.
right? That's
Yeah.
Savannah, right?
Yes, from Savannah. Yeah.
Savannah Brewing.
No, from Coastal Empire.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
all of our beers that we have are Georgia
Yeah,
brewed.
Right on. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
we go. We're kind of tying back into the local thing, even though, I mean, Georgia's statewide, but it's still local.
We have
Well, the
about,
fir- the
I'd say
first
about
one,
80%
Every
against-
of
beer we
ours-
offer.
Against the
pretty much
Grain
is-
is Louisville, Kentucky, and we had one from Abita, which is from Louisiana.
Well, I'll say
Oh, I
we do
think
have
it
one
is.
Abita,
I love
and
that
it's
one.
purple
It's
haze,
pretty
but
good.
all the
I
rest
like
are
the coconut
Georgia.
flavor. It's
Yeah.
tartar than I would want it to be.
This is a
It
goes.
I am not a coconut
tastes like
fan
a
at
pina
all.
colada.
I
think,
like this
what?
one.
Slash
That
sunscreen.
pina colada.
Yeah, it kind of tastes
I
like
can actually,
Or
if
tanning.
I had
It
to seen
reminds
that
me
going
of
across the shelf and I couldn't,
Malibu.
no, I'd
rum.
probably choose
It
it over
sits on the
pizza.
end, like if you
Yeah,
just.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got
I really
it's got
think
the
so.
tart
Six,
at
seven,
the
I
end.
think.
I could.
I'm
It's
getting
like-
that pina colada right. I
It's like
can
pina
still taste
colada
it.
at the beginning, and then
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
tart goes at the end.
So
real
it's
thick.
it's in today's bar scene, drinking scene. I wouldn't really drink. I wouldn't really order a pina colada if I went in somewhere, but I might drink this because something like a pina colada beer, probably like $5 to $7. An actual pina colada is like $10. Nobody knows how to make them.
Exactly.
So
Sweet.
I think
I can see myself drinking that on the beach somewhere.
oh definitely yeah. I think the American drinking scene has really moved away from cocktails.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
like when I went to
Definitely.
when I went to
Yeah.
Europe, right? I saw tons of old fashions and tons of these older style drinks, right? Going
Yeah.
through Ireland, going through
Yeah.
right, you're going through
Old-fashioned.
Germany. You'll see these old school type cocktails,
Southern
but then
Europe
you come
wine,
here, you'll
yeah.
see Liquid Xanax and Liquid Marijuana and Grateful Deads and Liquid
You know,
Valiums
when I was in
and Sex on the
Japan-
Beach.
When I was in Japan, what was really surprising was whiskey is cheaper than beer,
Really?
like
And
by,
also-
by the ounce.
The
Yeah.
viewers have probably heard it, but maybe
Yeah.
they haven't heard about
Yeah.
your Hiroshima.
What about Hiroshima?
It was Hiroshima, or were you in
Did you like
Nagasaki?
storm the
No, it's
beaches?
Hiroshima.
So
No.
curious?
No, the
Oh,
special
no.
drinks, the special.
Oh no, that was I saw that at one place and it was like marketed towards foreigners, but I did see a bar in Hiroshima that was like atomic bomb shots and it was like that's awful.
Yeah.
It was
Like terrible.
The person serving it, their grandparents died, and he's like, it is what it
That
is.
is
They
what it
may
is.
still have a little
But
bit of
we learned to
radiation
live with it.
floating around in their
Yeah,
head.
I didn't
The
see- I
Geiger
didn't see
counters
that
are still
one.
going beep 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 beep.
No, actually,
They put a
Hiroshima, there's no
pager
more
on the side of
radiation.
the beer and the beach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
figured
So I think
Yeah.
once we chug these down, we can throw a couple
Yeah,
axes
I think
around, and then
it'd be a
we'll
good
go
time
right
to-
into another beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's almost time that we see what we
We-
actually.
We see
might
some
be-
splintering.
I
What
might
this
be able to
means.
throw one after all this.
I might be seeing like double targets.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think-
Yeah, hope not.
I'm gonna adjust this a bit to where people can actually see you guys.
What was I
tearing
about to
it
say?
up.
Did I actually get to the point I was trying to get to about Japan?
Probably not, because it got.
You talked about the atomic bomb. I mean,
What was before? What do they say before that, Brandon? Because I don't remember. Yeah. Can we see?
Yeah, both of them.
I think you were facing the wrong targets.
No, you're way off, sir.
No.
We want all four. There's four.
All four?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
So all four of us? Are we all four going to throw at the same time?
Might as well, man.
I mean, there's more than four of us.
So Eric Ball said they also have the best looking Axe Master.
that's the Viking.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. Nice. I'm gonna tie my shoe and then I'm gonna throw an axe at something. A target.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not something. Or someone.
Yeah.
The target.
Yeah.
The cottonwood. The new cottonwood. we
Yeah. I
got.
apologize for being vague. I have a bad habit of being vague.
Let me tell you guys, I suck at this.
There you go. It's working great.
Yeah.
Good job.
Told you, trash.
There you go.
It's got that side in there.
You got
The
the
sideways?
perfect rotation.
Yeah.
It's just,
Well, the aim. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I was aiming for the blue one that time actually.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, that wasn't too far off.
yeah.
That kill shot.
Yeah. Well, since he called it a kill shot, I have to target it every time. I mean, it's just.
About what you need to do. probably should scoot up to this line, that's right. You're starting back here, and scoot your foot up, right.
Man, so
Well,
I believe you.
I think you got the flick. That flick in your wrist. Getting close, you should cut that out.
This is the coolest thing I've done all week. I mean, man.
And Jake saved a small city from a fire.
Yeah, no,
This is
I
much
did some
cooler.
cool shit earlier this week.
I'm hitting where it's at, it's just not sticking.
Nice.
You're flicking it.
So every time I throw it, it always lands like this.
Yeah,
You know?
you're just, when
Is
you're
it- is it-
releasing it, you're just kind of coming out sideways. You
Coming out
just gotta-
sideways?
Just work on that.
Is that necessarily bad
Back,
technique?
back up about 4 inches.
Back up or?
You didn't have a cigarette, did you?
Oh, that's a good shot.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna get right on it.
You try like that, see what happens.
Yeah, let's do the opposite.
I'm really good.
Hey!
There you go, we found it.
Nice.
Right on it.
We found it.
That's your
So,
flick.
so you just like, you compensated for a whole rotation between there and there. That was good, just keep it straighter.
I have to get right on it apparently.
So what are the rules for bringing your own X?
So as long as they're WATL's regulation, we have no problem. We don't
Okay.
want some like homemade axes brought in
No
that,
battle axe.
that are gonna like
Yeah.
break apart. Like
It's a giant battle axe.
you never know with some of these people from you know.
Right.
So,
Especially big action, you know.
but as long as they're like certified axes, or you're like you purchase them and you're not like making some bootleg axe in the backyard with
Yeah.
a welder and torch.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with
They don't want
Okay,
their house.
right on. Yeah.
Well, how
See, 'cause I would love to
works
make it
is.
it. Yeah.
Or, you know, buy the
Around the
hand.
road, I can throw
Make
it
hand.
here.
Like
Like
that.
that.
Pass the line.
Yeah, but I have to wait for them to call the store before I can go get mine.
Yeah.
That kill shot's hard.
Oh, I've done it like 3
Yeah, you
times.
can't-
And nobody was watching. You
That's
know?
right.
You know.
Like I told you, I hit 2 right before y'all got here, and then I couldn't hit one earlier.
I think you can see me on the
So the fact if I wanna just compensate for the rotation.
The rest, if it's hitting off the head, it means you're too far away. So getting closer actually will help that. See, it's actually over rotating. So if it over rotates, getting closer helps.
Almost.
Yeah, you always have to change the throw.
Yeah, not step.
Now, we do allow you to step over, but just not me. Hey, there it is.
Good throw.
I feel like bowling has nothing on this.
No.
I mean, man.
You can do both at the same time.
You can kind of do the whole
Can you?
hand throw.
Is it a thing?
The underhand.
Yeah, I can do it with this.
I thought about doing that earlier, but I was like, I don't want these guys to see me just playing around.
Rather with a big axe.
Hey,
I
you know
kind
what
of
we
hold
did?
it right here,
What?
and then I
That we got caught in one.
Yeah. Ooh, go back.
Yeah, I'll just stick to
Okay, I'm gonna try an underhand.
The big axe is.
Is it the same technique?
I kind of hold it like this, right here.
Yeah.
The release. You just gotta get the right rotation, so you gotta just stand at the right spot. And keep it straight.
Yeah.
Instead of hitting sideways.
That's the
Yeah. We'll see a lot of
challenge there.
like you'll see in league, don't do like us. I take a small step. A lot of the guy that won
Yeah, I have a hard
the
time,
last year,
uh,
he stands right at the line.
getting the
and
necessary
throws it
force.
like a dog.
Yeah.
And keeping it straight there.
Basically what you're.
I'm gonna try underhand one more
A
time.
lot of people used to
Go
do
back
that.
to.
Oh,
Put all their
stuck
weight
it.
right here and
Totally
throw it,
did
and
it.
then like walk into it. But
Like
see,
after they've already released it.
but see, they cut that rule out. Like you have to wait and then go get your
I
ass.
have to like aim a
This is
little
the
lower
coolest
when I
stuff,
release it.
man.
Aim it at that, but it's
Yeah, well,
higher.
you're doing good because it's in line, so now it's just your release line.
Nice, man.
Just aim a little lower. I was aiming down here.
Oh, there's no big one.
There you go.
I'm going for this little dot.
Those are my kryptonite.
It always breaks my heart when it doesn't stick.
Okay, we're gonna tap axes, because we're gonna have good luck this time.
Right, ready?
You had good luck.
Yeah. Nice.
I so much did not.
The dot.
Can't be
marker.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is.
I've never tried
Oh, you
the,
go ahead, I'm just
never
watching.
tried the two-handed throw.
It's the only one that I can do consistently.
Right.
Seems
And then
like
the
not the
one-handed
one
is
we're
like, I
looking
have to
at.
have a certain axe
Yeah,
for
see,
that.
and that's another thing, like, I tell
I'm gonna try
people, like,
two.
I'll give you that basic whole, list of,
You
you
did
know,
that.
throwing it like that, take your step, a lot
It's
of
still,
times, if you
it feels
throw,
harder to me.
kind of
Does it?
develop,
Yeah.
it works
Takes
for
more
you.
effort.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of like what I'm doing, like, after somebody kind of develops something after a little bit, like, I'll kind of start helping teach their own throw.
I need to step back.
Yeah, so, cause no two people that are really good are gonna have the same throw.
Nice.
Oh, and I would have been a 6.
Nice. Man, this is fun. I really, can't think of a better way to spend a Monday.
It's satisfying.
Yeah, it's just satisfying. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want
Yeah, and then when you
horses
start
to stay-
playing the actual
Especially
game
cottonwood, you want them to stay
Right.
wet.
and competitive, it's
Yeah.
really fun.
Helps the board's life.
Stay nice and juicy.
Yes.
Jake's really caving into that thing. You put some stank on it, Jake.
Well, I think I'm getting a straighter throw with two-handed, but I think I'm a little less accurate.
I'm glad it's only looking
Brandon's
at me.
the Brandon's the old stand still throw.
Yeah, that's kind
Is
of
what?
like, I feel like
It's like throwing a dart.
Yeah, I wish I could do that, honestly. I can't, my rotation's not right for it.
It might be a league contender. Both
For
of them.
what?
Just stand still, just like not stepping.
I'm gonna have
I wish
to,
I could stand
I
up
have
to
to be
12
in
foot
pretty
line
regularly
just
now.
Yeah, I mean, I
I'm
have to
having,
see y'all.
I'm having,
Have you
My
tried it?
yeah, we'll be back, for sure.
My rotation's not.
Shoot, maybe we can
I
come
like
in
it.
next
I mean,
Monday at like 6 o'clock before we.
I would like
No,
to do
wait,
this
no,
show again where we can
Yeah.
straighten
Thursdays,
out-
Fridays, and Saturdays.
Hopefully I can get
Yeah.
what is it called? Get my own like Wi-Fi
Yeah.
basically. I guess.
Right, yeah, well, see, I think I know somebody that has one.
There you go.
There
Nice
it
shot,
is.
Brendan.
Yeah, dude, you're pretty deadly with that stand still throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what works.
That's,
best for me.
like I said, I told you, but the very first thing I said, did I say everybody's throw is different?
Right.
And it's hard to predict until you get to throw it. So we teach like what we think everybody's roundabout area is,
Right.
and then we critique.
Yeah.
Just see, you notice things that work and you notice what doesn't work. That's way off.
Yeah, and some people, they can hear it from an axe master, and then sometimes, like, I'll be watching, and then I'll just, especially ladies, like, I'll come in and tell them that, and then they get it because it just, the way it's explained to them, because I throw so different than the guys do, like, I do two-handed, and I have a certain place I stand, and all that kind of stuff,
Right.
so.
If there's any women out there that think they can throw an axe.
A lot of times the girls are better than the guys are.
There's more women that come up here and throw than men that come up here.
We
and throw.
definitely have.
Two-handed's hard.
Do what?
Two-handed's hard. What were you saying?
Oh, yeah, we have more women that come up here and throw than men.
Really?
Yeah, we've
100%.
had more groups of women come throw than men have.
Which is odd, but.
I don't know if
Yeah.
men just like don't.
I think the women.
Maybe they don't
They wanna-
deviate
I
from
think
their
the
daily
women like
I
to
don't know if
stress
they
the
wanna
lead.
like compete
Yeah.
and like have the,
Right.
oh, I suck at throwing an axe.
Right, that's interesting.
Two-hand technique, but I think the rotation's right at least.
Yeah.
I think the two-handed is harder to me, but I think it keeps it straighter. I just can't aim.
That's all it is.
So I know this is like incredibly addicting, and it is. It really is incredibly addicting. But in a minute, we're gonna have to explain things to our viewers.
Yes.
You know, so I'd say everybody throws like 2, maybe 4 more axes.
2 or maybe 8 more.
Yeah. And then
12 somewhere.
And then we'll rein it back in and give some background to our viewers. Yeah. All right. I hit that blue guy. Next door.
Smurf up there.
I move over to the right or left.
Huh?
I move to the right or left
Mhm.
to get the kill shot. I used to be able to do it a lot, but I haven't done it in a while.
I got it a couple of times earlier,
Did you?
but not since I think I'm camera shy.
Well, you're in the right direction, so you got that going.
I don't know. I mean, I am throwing the axe in the correct direction. You're right. Yeah. It does need to
You
go.
just gotta go a little higher.
Yeah.
Oh, almost. You were
Yeah.
so close.
Yeah.
That was very close.
Nice. All right. Let's all do one final throw after that one. After that one, Brandon. And then I think we should rein it back in. Probably. So let's do like a good luck. Yeah. Perhaps. Since it's our last one for the next minute. All right.
Relax.
Brandon, you coming in? Are we doing it all at the same time? What are you doing? Going to lose your turn.
Run it.
All right.
Here it is.
Okay, well, everybody was looking for. Nice. Yeah. Cool. Man, that is addicting. I could literally do that for hours. Okay. So I think what I want to ask you guys now is what kind of advice can you give to people that have never done this before?
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Like, people come in and they're so tense. They're so like, oh my gosh, this axe is gonna come back and hit me.
Right.
No, it's not like. There's probably last year, I think there was probably 2 or 3
I
accidents.
think I looked up 3.
3 accidents out of all axe venues in the United States.
There's over 2,000 venues in the
Yeah,
United
so
States.
I mean, the chances of an axe coming back and hitting you is not very high at all.
I did see that one video, right? Everybody saw that video?
So
With
that,
the
that was the
Yeah,
problem.
like boom, boom,
So there
boom.
was like 2 videos
Yeah.
I saw that went viral,
Yeah.
and but those 2 videos was probably like the 2 exceptions.
Was
of,
there anything she did wrong
Yes.
or?
Yeah, there was no mats or anything, so it was on a concrete floor.
I thought she had a rubber mat.
No,
No, what she did was she was standing very close and she threw it very, very,
very hard, and it bounced off that, and then hit the thing, and then came back.
Especially if it bounces off your handle.
Your rubber
'cause
handle.
It has a lot of give right there. It'll almost
Right, it's got a
spring
spring
back.
effect.
It's
yeah.
going to spring back. Of course, like any way you throw something extremely hard, extremely close at something.
But also, that's why we preach whenever our axe masters do the training is whenever you throw, make sure you're staying behind your throw line until the axe is settled, because that gives you time, even if it happens to come back, to react, so you're not having to worry about an axe.
Yeah,
Just like,
you don't want to have that forward momentum if something were to
right,
come
you
up.
don't want to be like 4 foot from it and then it
Yeah.
recalls back and then it hits you.
You get an
So
axe in the chest.
You have to stay back behind the 12-foot line until the axes are either in the board or
Right.
like stationary on the floor.
Yeah.
And another tip I give people is to, just have fun with it. It's not something you're going to come in here and pick up
In the
20
first 2
minutes.
throws, unless you're Jake. Literally, I taught him, I like demonstrated it, and he like hit it perfectly the first throw. But
I'm
the
just lucky,
average
man.
person, literally
Yeah.
10 to 15 throws is probably the average. Because I say it every time. They come in here and they expect like the very first throw to be a pro.
Right.
And it takes 10 to 15 throws to get that rotation down. You got to figure out your spot on the floor and figure out your rotation. And then once you figure that out, then it gets fun.
Yeah.
But so just don't have an open mind. Be flexible and give it 10 to 15 throws. And then once you
Be patient.
Yeah.
listen to your axe masters too.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
A lot of people like will do it one time because the axe master say
I
something,
think-
but then they like go do their own thing
Gosh,
right
I
after
gotta
that.
say, Axe Master is just such a cool title. That's,
I know, right?
Master of Axes.
that was your
Sounds
last
like
job,
something off
Axe
Conan the
Master.
Barbarian.
Yeah.
We have to see the Axe
It's a
Master.
cool title.
That is awesome. Yeah.
I think like the one thing is the people, what gets me
Okay,
sometimes, it's actually kind of funny to me, the people like, oh, I've thrown
Citrus
axes
IPA.
in my yard my whole life, you know.
Right.
I've-
Let's coconut
I've-
from previous.
and granted, some people come in here and throw it the first time, and they have, and then they pick it up great. And then, but then you've got the people that are real gun-ho, that are like, I don't think I'm gonna listen to this guy, I know how to throw something.
Right.
And they, and, you know.
And that's when their
Of
women
course,
outthrow
yeah.
them because the guys don't want to listen, and then the women do.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just it might sound really technical when we're explaining it to you, but and really
Just
actually-
listen and
yeah,
do
it's
what they
not.
actually are
Yeah.
telling you, and pay attention to that, and literally you'll pick it up very quickly. And then after that, it's just figuring out your release point. It's easy.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Like, tell a little bit about it.
Yeah, right. So we have we're drinking Can O Bliss,
Can
citrus
O
IPA.
Bliss.
Oh, from Oscar Blues. I love Oscar Blues.
They make good beer.
Yeah,
Where are they
I'm-
out of again?
Colorado, I believe. Am I wrong? Am I crazy?
Fantasy
No, they're
State.
Colorado. I'm not crazy. These are the guys that make what's
We
that
had a
one
couple of
beer?
their beers and we
No,
actually liked
it's
them.
there's this one pale ale. Dale's. No, not Dale's. Oscar Blues. What am I thinking about? Just ignore me until I figure this out, guys.
You
I
have
don't know
your
what's
phone,
going
check
on.
it.
Yeah. It says no seeds, no stems, no pulp. Mountain Indiana Pale Ale. From where are you from? It doesn't. Where is it saying? Where are you
Oscar
from?
Blues.
There's Oscar Blues.
It's
but-
from Oscar Blues.
Austin, Texas. Austin,
Austin.
Texas. No, that's right. I was getting them mixed up with Dale's Pale Ale, which for some reason has, to me, has the same sounding.
Everybody's
kind of
diving
name.
into it.
I don't know.
You're-
Yeah, I was lost in that. Yeah, citrus business. That's what it says.
Are we?
What country are you
Salute.
in now?
Salute.
Salute.
Spanish. Yeah,
This works for Italy as well.
yeah. Well, Italian is basically Spanish.
I would say more so Spanish being like.
No. Italian is Spanish, but with pizza.
What's like Cajun?
Yeah.
Latin goes to Italian, and Italian branches to.
I think my favorite description for the different for the Romance languages, if you want to learn French, you first learn Spanish, then you learn Italian, then you remove the Spanish from the Italian. You're left with French.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
French is a rough one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is
I did
Fortunately,
just-
took it in high school.
You're not feeling it?
College, and I-
no.
Oh, the
It's a little,
pronunciation.
I thought it was pretty good.
Um,
Said
but
something.
you like that sort
Yeah.
of
Right, I
stuff.
do. And then, like
Yeah.
I said,
I like a
pronunciation is just
lighter-
awesome for me.
It's-
you like a Miller
The
Lite.
IBA, the IBUs are a little higher on that
Yeah,
one with
yeah,
what
they-
we've had so
I
far.
do,
Yeah.
but
Do what?
like slang, like with French
Yeah,
words too.
yeah, especially, yeah.
yeah, not like that.
Um,
What I got out of it.
I've been to Spanish-speaking countries, Italy, and which is maybe the only Italian-speaking country. Is it? Yeah. And French-speaking countries, and I did fine in Spain and Italy. But France, I understood basically nothing. I could say I think I can say s'il vous plaît and c'est la vie. That's all I know.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
My
Bonjour.
son
Yeah,
is
bonjour,
15
yeah.
and he's going on a trip this summer to Europe for like 15 days
Nice.
with his
It's
school.
gonna be sweet.
So he's going
I'm
to
jealous.
Dublin, he's going to
Dublin's
London,
nice.
he's
Yeah.
going to Paris, and he's going to Normandy. Do you, I mean, he'll be with his school, of course.
I've been to
but-
Paris and Normandy.
But do you, is
Yeah.
it like, do you need to speak some of the
No.
language?
No,
No, they speak
You'll be
English?
fine in Paris,
like
especially with the school.
The only thing I would
Really,
say
that's
is
where
like,
Americans,
so
they
all
probably
the
have
all
a
the
lot
young
of
people
learn.
are going to speak
Yeah.
English. All the young people are going to speak English. But you'll find if you go into cafes and there's an old person there,
Right.
they might not speak English or they might know enough.
Right. Okay.
Who we
Hey,
got?
Justin Cardemus says, "Hey, tell Colby I enjoyed the letter he sent me in the mail. Colby, I'll
He's
see
smiling.
you soon, baby girl."
I don't know what letter he's talking about.
Yeah,
It's a love letter.
I
It
like
was
how he called
Valentine's
you
Day.
baby girl.
Baby girl, I'll see you later, baby girl.
He said, "Love you, boo thing."
I'm gonna be honest. I just started reading that one before I knew what it said, and like
really
halfway
like this
through, I was like, "This is Justin. Maybe I should. Maybe
I
I
wanna,
should."
I want to hop on the
Yeah.
stout before these
That's
get
okay.
too.
Justin, we were just
Justin
talking about the new
Shrimp
barbecue
Shack is
business.
actually called
Congrats, buddy.
Bring me some ribs.
Yeah.
The color on the head on that
we
beer
need
is
we need you and
nice.
Rich to make poutine because we can think of.
Hey, was that Justin?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
poutine, please.
He just called me. You want to answer him?
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh
Let's-
God, this one's like super dark.
Wow.
Ugh.
Yeah.
We'll just go a little bit.
I did a lot
Yeah,
of that
he
on
watches our
What
show
is
from
this
time to
one?
time. Yeah.
The ferryman?
Yeah, I was just calling to tell you to get Colby to read my message.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just read it
I just saw
live.
your name from way over there. Yeah, we just read it live.
Colby, you don't be a slut. Colby, don't be a slut. You know what's going on.
I'm not.
Justin, if I get you cheese curds, can you please make us poutine, me and Brandon?
What?
Poutine.
Poutine? Yeah, I mean, I
Don't be
called it-
Putin,
I think I had
but
the
making some
ingredients.
poutine.
Ooh, we're the ghost
I'm
pepper.
gonna drink with you, boys.
We'll explain to you later our love of poutine.
Was that the end?
Yeah, I think.
If you have everything you need, just.
I have a whole
There's
lot
a
of this
lot
one. Yeah,
because
I'll
nobody
have
really
more.
wanted a lot of this. I don't know.
I'll drink a lot of this one.
I'll take some more.
What's
Okay,
up?
yeah.
Hey,
Hey.
you're gonna like that letter I sent you back.
Oh my God. Okay. I'll talk to you later.
This is. Yeah. I want to find out more about this live.
Oh, Justin.
We don't know what's going on with Justin and
I have
Colby.
no
So-
idea
They
either.
got like a bromance.
Don't hop
going
into
on.
it yet. They're putting this off to the
Colby fell in love
side.
with the
We're
ribs
distracted.
from the rib shack.
Oh, they sell
Go
it.
hit that up. They're in our
Yeah.
parking lot.
So this is Orpheus Brewing. It's from Orpheus, and it's
I'm
called the
scared. I
Ferryman.
didn't pour
It's an
mine.
imperial stout, so you know the
It's
ABV
good.
is going to be a little higher.
Yeah.
It's got ghost peppers, it's got cinnamon, nutmeg, and cocoa nibs.
Yeah.
It says
cocoa
approach.
nibs are.
Okay,
Not
don't
cocoa
look back.
nuts, They're cocoa nibs.
The little nibs, the little nibby.
There's
Yeah.
nibs of
This is
stuff.
10%, so
Shoot.
be warned.
10%.
Well.
I'm glad I poured a little.
The can is beautiful.
I'm
So
scared.
wait, no last country? What
Yeah,
are
we need to
Oh,
like.
how about just cheers?
What's like?
Oh,
Cheers,
so
cheers.
America.
Chin chin.
This is
Cheers.
like
Chin chin is also
Chin chin.
Spanish, but
death of beers
So,
with ghost pepper.
chin chin, Brandon, is like if you're saying a toast. When you say chin chin, that's in Spanish. That's like a toast. And then so
That
it's not the
is-
same. Not the same.
That is an
That's-
imperial.
That's
Yeah.
a taste.
Yeah. So
That
my
is an
impression-
imperial.
This is actually better than the stuff I had at the brewery at Orpheus. The
That's going to
stouts.
get you there. Axlorn's
Yeah,
going to
the
get real
stouts
nice.
I had
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
We're gonna like see 4 targets after this drink.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's why we had to throw axes before we got all the way through, because I don't know if we'll have to see where we are. You know what I mean?
That's different.
Yeah. It's
I
not
like
spicy.
this one
It's all
better
right,
than
you're
the
a
last
man.
one.
Different than what I drink. I mean,
If that says
You're a
anything,
man.
I like
You're-
this one better than the
Fucking
last.
good.
Oh, really? The last one's like mild and like.
I didn't like it,
I would
but
drink.
I
I would
like
drink this one in the shower.
Oh.
that was good.
I mean,
shower
I probably
beer.
couldn't
I
drink
might
more
not
than
get
We haven't
out
taken
of the
the shower
shower.
beers.
I
Shower
might not get
beers,
out of the
yeah.
shower if I drink this in the shower.
I like
Shower
the
beers
flavor
at
of it.
dinner.
I might end up in
Yeah.
the floor.
So
of the
you're the
shower.
same
That
boat
one's
with
got some
Brandon. Then.
stink.
Brandon, I like stouts in the shower. Brandon likes like sours and stuff.
Yeah, I drink a thing
You
in
really
the
drink
shower.
beer
all
in the
the time.
shower?
No, it's everybody's done it once.
Oh, I used to drink Natty
Yeah.
Light in the shower.
Yeah. So when I was when I was living in Atlanta, I was like full time waiting tables at a real nice place, and all my roommates were. And so we would go out and get really nice beer, you know, and we had a mini fridge in the bathroom for shower beers. That was just and yeah. I don't know. I mean, this
Shower
is.
beer.
I mean, yeah. I was like 22. I mean,
Hey,
let me live.
Live and
you
learn.
know? Yeah. Say la vie.
Hey,
Beer in the
I'm not
shower.
gonna be able to pour the next beer in this cup. I'll just
Yeah.
pour it in my mouth
Yeah.
because that is rough.
That's quite good though.
No, I like that one,
I-
and
I
I
do
didn't
too.
like the last one
I'm
or
gonna
the
chase it.
other
I'm gonna chase it with
stout.
my Miller Lite.
Yeah.
That one wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I like
so,
it.
If you want to pour a little of
Have
your
you guys
Miller
had
Lite in your
many-
glass to cleanse
Still
it.
kinda-
you guys had many spicy stouts before?
No,
No,
I
that
don't
one
do
definitely has
these
spice to it.
stouts.
So I've had
It did.
I've had Mexican cake, which
It
is
did.
habanero.
For ghost pepper. it wasn't
And
like
there's Chocoveza,
spicy,
Right.
which is
but it was just
chili, and I think is Chocoveza chili or habanero? I think it's chili. I know Mexican cake's habanero. And
Yeah. It's
Chocoveza's the
no,
other one.
Chocoveza's Mexican hot chocolate stout. It's not
Yeah,
Mexican
but
cake.
it has a pepper in it, which is chili. I think. It does. Look it up. Google that shit, bro. And I know Mexican cake has habanero, and I think this is only maybe the 4th or 5th spicy stout that I've had.
I had a Naga Pepper one in
Not
England.
the one.
Naga Pepper one.
my
A one
palate
that
and
had
my
Naga Pepper in
sinuses
it.
are cleaned out.
Yeah, this is why I suggested to Brandon, like, hey, why don't we open the one with ghost peppers in it last?
No, but it was gonna get like
Yeah.
it wasn't even cold when we drank it, so I didn't
True.
want that to get warm.
That
Like,
would
we
make
still
it
have
warm.
this Black Portent, which is a porter. We don't have to go to that. We can actually go to this Hazy Like a Fox IPA,
That
or
might
we
work.
can go to
We're gonna. My
the,
suggestion. whatever we open next,
Gong Wei.
pour a little bit in there, swirl that thing around, drink it.
Yeah, I
and then
just did
pour
that
it.
with Miller Lite.
Yeah,
we do with
yeah,
our-
you
it's
need
our-
to-
it's our
You're gonna have to get rid
cleanse.
of whatever's in this glass,
What do you guys think?
or you're not gonna taste anything.
I've
that goes
I've
in.
never
go
been
with,
impressed with anything from New Realms. Not talking trash to New Realms, but I've never been impressed with.
You know, I
anything.
had a
Let's
brewer.
go with the Gangway IPA.
Sounds good.
Red Hairs makes good beer.
Yeah, it's,
I like
a,
Red
it's a
Hair.
green can. I like the
Yeah,
green.
Red Hair Brewing Company, and this is out of it's 6.2. It's IPA, and it's out of it says Marietta, Georgia. Okay, so brewing
Right.
by Red. It's in Marietta, Georgia, and Charlotte,
Right.
North Carolina.
So they got two different breweries.
Yeah,
Okay. I like the axe opening still.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Stay
we're
with
running
it.
it.
Stay
You,
with
you
it.
gave
That'd
me
be
the
cool.
permission the first
What
time,
if you-
so
thing-
What if you built? What if you made an axe with?
We did
with
the like, make,
Like a mini
with a
one?
bottle opener, right?
we
in
need
the
to make
center?
mini axes bottle openers.
Oh, that'd be sweet, man. Yeah.
you're on
I'm not
something
kidding.
new,
I
man.
think I'm going to. I think I'm
That-
gonna
that
get
could be in our
an
merch.
axe head made, and
I'm-
Like
you're-
with our hoodies and our t-shirts and their like
But you should make it
Koozies.
a keychain. It'd be like a little axe, and it had.
little
you know-
axe.
man, I really think I'm gonna be here next
We can do
Thursday.
that.
This is so foamy that I actually have
This is
to
too cool for me.
swirl this.
Man,
It's like a wine.
yeah.
No, you're just trying to get.
Brandon,
you're
I
just-
still wanna have a
You're
wine
just trying to
tasting.
get rid of the ghost pepper.
Yeah, yeah. That's my advice. Pour just a
Oh, I
touch,
did. I
swirl
poured-
it around.
I poured.
Well, I swirled mine already with
Okay.
Miller.
Good. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that'll work.
I poured a
Yeah.
little Miller.
Miller Lite's
Well, the
my
water would be
jam.
even better. Yeah. That makes way more sense.
Poured a little Miller
It's
in
got
it.
a fruity flavor or smell to it.
It's good. It's not. Maybe it's just the stout bringing it down, but it wasn't super hoppy. That's for sure.
No,
6%.
So,
but it's not
I had
stouty
I had a
either.
brewer. There was a brewer that dropped in 2 days ago that said New Realms makes his favorite sour. Brandon.
It says Twisted Timber has the coldest beer I've ever bought inside my house. I went over Saturday night and bought
34 degrees.
my boy Matt a beer to celebrate sales, and when I stole a sip, it was literal. Okay, I'm sure it was cold. I can't really see how cold it was because it says I have to click more. I
Yeah,
don't
and
feel
we're
like
not
doing
gonna
that.
do all
We
that.
keep
Justin.
our coolers at 34 degrees.
If you guys have any questions, I see where they have viewers
Almost
on here.
frozen.
If you guys have any questions, pop in, ask us some questions.
Yeah, we'll do our best to answer. Normally we can read these very easily, but today we're doing it old school and just from the camera. We had some technical difficulties early on. but
You were literally
stop us.
talking to the owners of this place. So if you have questions, now is the time to do it. If you have any collaborations, if you own a business, this is
Yeah,
the
right.
time to do it.
Yeah, right on. Yeah.
You
Man,
want free firewood?
Yes,
We
we
got
have
plenty of
that,
free
and it
firewood.
burns so
It
good.
guys should
burns
do
like
a-
pros.
It's already
Literally
pre-
melted
chopped.
Let's do
my
like a
fire pit.
marshmallow, like a fire pit marshmallow
Yeah, just
party.
out back. Just have a marshmallow party.
Well, the
Yeah, why
pine,
not?
well,
I mean,
since we're done with
We're about to get
pine,
rid of pine, but we
the
still
good
have a
stuff,
little bit.
we're gonna
Yeah.
have a good bit for a little bit.
So let's talk about that. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, so we haven't talked about our new wood. So we've been throwing on pine boards, which pine is a soft wood, but it's not really that soft.
No, it's
Just-
hard.
No,
it's very hard.
enough.
In a sense to throwing axes. It's a very hard board. Well, we have a lot of pine still left, so if you need firewood, please just come get it. Like, you're doing us a favor. But secondly, we just got, literally, as of Friday, we have started purchasing cottonwood. So cottonwood, most people in the South have never heard of cottonwood. Cottonwood is a,
Except for the country something.
right,
it sounds like it, doesn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
I know. So cottonwood is actually a northern tree and a western tree, but it is a much spongier board,
Yeah, for sure.
and it lasts way longer. Like literally, we put these pretty much all our targets up Friday night, early Friday night. So we had groups throwing on all day Friday and all day Saturday for over combined about 16 hours. We have yet to change out one of our cottonwood boards because just the duration of them, they last so much longer. But whenever you put a new board up of pine, it's so hard. And we've had, so the people who came early on who threw on these pine boards, a lot of times they have trouble sticking it. Well, you're not gonna have that anymore because this cottonwood is so soft, it literally just, if you get an axe blade sticking toward the target, it's gonna stick in the wood. It's soft, So it makes it easier, and then the duration of them, so you're not having to change out boards when boards are just beat to heck and back,
Look,
like some of these pine boards
It's
are.
so soft that the back of this axe could probably stick.
No,
in.
literally.
Man.
There's been times where literally handles have stuck in it.
That's
It's
amazing.
soft.
But y'all
Yeah.
haven't
Real
thrown
soft.
on pine, have you?
I think I hit
I
pine
showed
once or twice,
showed
yeah.
him earlier over there on pine because we
Yeah.
still have a couple of pine boards, and the noise of
So
pine.
you know the difference.
Yes,
I would love to
somebody
hear this
named
place on
Aaron.
a really busy
I'm
night.
guessing that's your Aaron.
could be my wife.
Said, how drunk is my husband going to be?
Well,
Well,
I don't know how
Aaron.
many other of us are husbands, so
Not me.
kind of narrows it down.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
it depends on how many more craft beers they keep opening.
We might open all of them. Who knows?
I mean,
Do y'all want to drink this
Uh,
down and throw some more axes?
well, it depends. What time is it?
It's
no.
midnight.
It's midnight.
Yes.
I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean, we're
We had a late start, so that kind of threw everything
Yeah,
off.
we
Yeah.
didn't really start at 10:30.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean-
bummed me out, man, because
yeah,
I
we
really
like-
love
we-
the filters, like being able to.
well. Oh, to click back and forth from different cameras. And
Yeah, so one of these
it's,
is
that's why we like our setup like that. But
one of these has multiple, so it'll have one of the beer cam of what we're actually drinking. One would have been this, and one would have been a front-facing camera.
I think this might be my new favorite of the shows. It's hard for me to say because last week was also incredibly memorable. But man, I'm really enjoying throwing axes.
True. I liked when the Evergreen Band came on. That was
Oh yeah,
cool.
that was awesome. They were
It's a
so
whole
good.
bluegrass band on your show.
And they brought me a
jamming.
whole bunch of business. I mean,
Yeah.
I fixed the upright bass. I fixed the mandolin.
Yeah.
You know?
the Evergreen Band in here.
Hey, we have bands.
I know Jason's the guy that books their shows. He's the mandolin player.
Yeah.
I'll message him if you guys want him.
Yeah, dude. We
Right
could,
there.
Man,
we
they're
could-
so good.
Are they
I
local?
love them.
That seems
Yeah.
like it fits really
They're
well,
local.
you know, axe
Yeah, they're local,
throwing
yeah.
and bluegrass.
Yeah,
I love local.
Yeah, and they're like a whole group.
Yeah,
You know, and
Bluegrass
they just
Festival
you know
going on
yeah,
one
they're
day.
great. Yeah,
So one thing we're wanting to do in the spring,
yeah.
talking about festivals, is we're wanting to actually have like a lumberjack fest, to where
Yeah.
we have games for the kids like log rolls and tug of war, and have several different tournaments and stuff with the axe throwing, and just like making an event. Have food trucks and face paintings and vendors and booths and everything, and have several bands throughout the day.
Mhm.
So I mean, honestly, I would love, especially
Yeah.
for our local community bands like
Well,
that,
yeah, I'd
to
be
kind
happy
of
to
to participate
I'll get in
and
touch with them.
and
Yeah.
just have a day of it or a weekend.
Yeah,
of
that sounds awesome. You know,
it. Just
and
Eric
for our
said,
just for our community.
Yeah.
I own Venom Vapor, and I'm also an axe master at Twisted Timber.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
He's
That's
our kilt man.
That's the kilt bald guy.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's
bald,
our
that's the
kilt
bald
man.
ugly guy with the beard.
I
and
do know him.
the
Good
Viking
guy.
Yeah.
Is he?
He's a great. He's okay.
Oh, we got here.
We
Y'all just
tolerate-
have
there.
a feud going on.
we tolerate him,
Sad you can't be
He
here right
gives
now.
Colby a lot
I'll
of
throw
hell,
axe at him.
but we actually love it.
You can't just throw axe at anything.
No, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, Venom Vapor. If you vape, go check it out.
Yeah.
They got a good shop.
The spot for you, Brandon.
Yeah,
I shouldn't be. I acquired this from a bad relationship.
Yeah.
it happens.
That's why we need
Well.
this Valentine's X things. I mean,
I'm not bitter towards her, but it's
no,
just,
I
you
know.
acquire bad.
But-
You
but like,
acquire bad
let's
habits.
be honest. If you could throw a picture, if you
If I could throw a picture, I
Out
could.
of axe.
I just already.
we will print you out a like the heart, and you can draw her picture. And that, and by the
I'm
attorneys,
just kidding.
Or just write her name.
I
On the
don't
off
have
chance that
any
you're watching,
ill will
you're still one
towards
of my
her.
favorite people.
I have no
So-
ill will towards her, so I would
Yeah.
not throw anything at
No,
her.
no, I'm definitely joking. I'm just,
Yeah.
it's just I was drawing on the axe your X idea, which is so clever, but
So
unfortunately
we're still
illegal.
gonna do a similarity of it. Just like we can't have pictures. You can draw their name. You can draw
Yeah.
a picture of them if you're artistic. I'm not.
Might be cool to do.
I can draw a stick person of them.
What if
But
what if
I really have an X. So.
what if you did like a Cupid X thing where you throw an X at a picture of your crush?
Oh, no, that would not be good.
But then
no.
what if your crush dies?
Of your
So-
crush.
Violent towards your crush.
Like-
Sticking her
I
dead in
know,
the
I
but
want
face.
you
the problem-
dead.
That removes the ill will
So,
factor.
right, so the problem is
Please
the
let me
picture,
hook up with her.
the picture of the person.
Yeah, but it's a good intentions now.
Oh, no.
It's like
I
Heidi
don't know.
Klum. Oh, I love Heidi Klum. Let's throw axes at her.
Done. You heard this. Your wife is currently watching, and you're saying
Hey, Heidi
They've
Klum
been
is-
together since they were like 14.
Yeah, we've been
so
together
there's
for-
no
You're
exes
safe.
there.
We've been
You're
together
Yeah,
literally
no.
more years than we've been
I mean,
not
Alive.
together.
If you haven't thrown an axe at her, then
I haven't yet.
yeah.
But she keeps talking all that shit.
She'd
Stuff
kick
might
his ass
happen.
if it happened.
Yeah,
might
it would
walk
probably
into
be
one
the opposite. She would throw them at me.
Yeah.
So I'm just blessed.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
blessed to have her. So
Right
we're
on.
good.
Yeah. Man.
I wonder if there could be any kind of like.
Valentine's axe throwing is just brilliant, though.
Is there a
Something about
Nerf
it, yeah.
version of this?
Yeah,
Where
we
you can
actually
have-
have them. They're right
No.
over there.
Well, I know we're going to talk about that for
They're-
sure.
they're the
But
sticky
I mean
versions.
something where you can actually hit somebody with, and you have an axe throwing competition where you toss axes at each other, but they're Nerf.
Well, my daughter threw at Eric's head.
Yeah, and bald head like
It stuck?
Stuck to
My
that.
man.
Yeah, well, we have a picture of that on our Facebook page.
I'm sure
but-
Justin's saying some crazy shit on there. It's Justin. You
No,
guys see that?
No, it was all normal.
Made that nice sound
So
right
if you're bald
there.
headed, that will stick. I promise. Ask
Oh
Eric.
man, that's awesome. Yeah.
Lila.
That's coming
Lila
up. So
Dixon.
actually, now that we can talk about that, axe is showing up. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so
Thursday.
as of Thursday,
Yeah,
we
it's
will
gonna be
have,
installed.
just like the targets that we have on our walls, we will have Kids Zone up here at the front. We will
Can y'all
have
show a picture?
Yeah.
very similar targets on our walls with our Nerf axes that have suction cups for the kids.
So it would be this.
And
That's what it's gonna look like.
that way, if
You
you
can get a little closer if
if
you
they're
need to.
not
Walk
quite
around.
big, if they're not quite big enough,
I don't know if anybody.
No, the gloss is real.
Yeah, no, I can see it from here.
But anyway, if
Hold it
the
steady,
kids
guys.
aren't quite big enough to throw
Brandon, please.
at the big
Right in
targets
there.
with the real axes, we have Nerf axes, and we'll have
They get the
actual
idea.
targets for them in the little Kids Zone area up there. And along with, like I said, we have Connect Four. We have a big Connect Four and little Connect Four.
Yeah.
We have chess,
Checkerboard.
our checkers.
Yeah.
And on
not
the
chess.
opposite side, we have,
We have cornhole.
Yeah.
what is it? Tic-tac-toe, and I think
Right.
there's like another activity on the other side
So we
of
have
it.
quite a few activities for the kids.
So that's going to be on that wall over there. You guys
Yes.
can't see it, but it's going to be on the wall over there. What do you guys have planned for these barren walls over here? I'm
So-
sure you guys have something planned.
Yeah,
You guys
so over
are
here,
planners.
we actually have planned to have a dart, like a official dart board. So right here by the bar.
Yeah.
So if people maybe don't pick up axe throwing.
I
they
mean,
might
throwing
be-
everything dangerous.
But
Let's just
yeah,
run it.
exactly. If it's sharp and you can throw it at something, we kind of want to pertain to it. No.
Javelins.
So we're gonna try to have dart area over here, and then like I said, we have the kids Nerf targets here.
Like honestly, like you
And-
probably haven't thought about it, but this hallway is so long, and you're only using a small portion of it. If you wanted to have like a 1 or 2 person archery range, you could do that if you wanted
We
to.
could.
I
We gotta
just thought
clear
about
that
that.
out. though.
We're actually
Take some
Every-
logistics.
every-
We're
Everything-
actually, hopefully, in the future, going to turn the first half of the hall into the pro shop, and then the
Right.
second half will be the workshop to actually build boards and regulate
Okay.
and
And
redo axes, and then the back half eventually be like the break room.
So obviously
That'd be-
the
that's
main
cool,
focus is axe throwing, but you guys are going to have
we're an
dart
axe
throwing.
venue. We're an axe venue, but we also want to offer kind of an alternative for a little bit of everything.
So for
everybody.
people who don't pick it up, or like kids or whatever who can't do it, because we've had children, what, as young as like
Eight.
7, 8 years old?
8 years old, we've had quite a few 8-year-olds and up. So
Had 8-year-old that
So
killed
let me explain this. Let me explain this real quick. So yes, so we had to set like a stipulation on the age
Like legal purposes
Right.
and insurance
for
and stuff.
for insurance and for exactly legal purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So we set our age limit to 12.
Right.
Well, just because that's our guidelines doesn't mean that's what our actual
Rule is. Yeah.
So, as long as your kid is old enough and big enough to hold an axe safely, throw an axe safely, from our throw line and no closer, because like there again, we don't want an axe to come back and hit somebody. So as long as you're big enough and old enough to throw it from our line safely with our axe masters training and everything, we have no discretion of how old really you are.
And that's to
So it's-
our discretion.
It's more
so-
like a you must be this tall to
Exactly.
ride this ride kind of thing.
Well,
Exactly.
sort
And
of.
They'll
it's
te-
not
they'll
just
test you
about
out.
age,
It's
because
about
we've had
ability.
8-year-olds that look like 12-year-olds, and we've had 12-year-olds that look like 7-year-olds. So it
That
really
was me.
Poor kid.
So really,
It's just your ability.
is
and
even
our
if you're
axe
12, even if you're
masters
12 or
determine that.
13, if you're not
Yeah.
big enough to safely throw the axe, we're
Mm-hmm.
still going to ask you to not throw.
All right, you could be 50.
We're going to work with
Yeah.
you to try to do it, to demonstrate it a couple times. But if you can't do it safely, then we're going to just ask you, I'm sorry, you're not quite big enough to do it. But just because your
Yeah.
kid's only 8 or 7 or I doubt any younger than that.
Well, shoot, Lila throws, but she throws with that axe and on the, and she does like trick shots and stuff. Like
She's
she
5.
loves it. Yeah, and she's 5.
That's why
That's
dartboard would be
pregame,
great.
you know.
Yeah,
You
so
start out at
she's
6 or
prepping
7.
up.
Start somewhere, which is
She's
why we're
getting
having
ready, yeah.
we're having the targets made just like that for our Nerf target.
And what we look at with the kids is not more or less like their age, is more or less is like
Their ability.
their demeanor.
How quickly they
If
adapt to it.
if they're gonna listen to
Yeah.
me as an axe master when I tell him you've got to abide by these rules, we expect the kid to try and abide
Because you
by
have
the
to
rules.
follow our rules.
Which I get,
Because if you're not
I
following our
get
rules,
being
we're
8
not.
years old and you get to throw an axe at a
Attention
target.
span.
You get excited and you want to run towards the axe.
And we definitely work with you.
And I understand that, and I know with a kid that's going to do that.
Right.
But if you're repeatedly, running with an axe or doing and you're just not acting, trying not to listen, then we'll probably ask you.
We actually have a birthday party coming up
Yeah.
for an 8-year-old and his friends, but there again, it's to our discretion. So if they can't
Right.
throw
Safely do
safely,
it.
Right. This,
on
you don't
the
want to
big
make this a
target,
Chuck E. Cheese.
No.
like I said, you're still throwing a
But I mean, that's why these are a great
potential
ideas.
deadly
Oh, I thought it
weapon
was stuck there.
if you're not being safely.
But
mean,
that too, like
but-
Sunday, so the first Sunday of every month is our Sunday fun day.
Right.
And what we've come to find out, the first month, I think we just didn't really like get it out there in time, but last month, or for
We
this
had-
month,
we had
January, we
quite a
had
few.
a lot of families that came in, especially with younger kids.
Yeah.
And
We had
it
quite
was
a few 8,
slow-
9, 10-year-olds.
Yeah, it was a slower day, and so our axe masters had more time to kind of stay with them and watch them and kind of like teach them. And so Sunday fun days are perfect for that because
Bring your
again,
family
it's
out,
not very busy,
kids.
and then
Right.
we have people that can like kind of hover over them a little bit
Yeah.
and watch and kind of make sure that they're doing it safely and that they're
And
able to do it.
Another thing is like I said, there was a 9-year-old in World Axe Throwing League. If they're good enough, we're not saying that they can't even join up for league if they
Right.
want to do that.
And eventually, I would love to if we could get our community youth involved enough
Have a youth
to
league.
where we have enough kids that are
I'd be so down.
safe and capable enough to throw. We would love to start
Kids
a
league.
youth league.
Yeah.
That way, our axe masters and the owners and stuff work with them hands on to get a big enough youth league to actually,
Yeah.
I'm so down.
feasibly
I'm
have
so
that.
down.
It's
for
super
a
cool to be
Yeah.
part of like a growing like
We
would
community that's a
love
sport.
to
I mean,
have
Or
that.
even like
Supposed
an
to be-
after school.
Justin
club.
said bye, basically. He says my 7 and
Ciao.
8-year-old, my son and my daughter, 8 and 7-year-old, have been begging me to go up there since the first time.
Well, bring them, brother.
Gotta go.
Bring
Love
me
you
some
guys.
ribs and your kids, and we'll work with the kids and
Yeah.
eat some ribs.
Well, one thing
Ribs
we
and
are
kids.
doing that
Ribs
I've
and
talked
ribs.
to
Ribs and
is Lee County High School.
Yeah.
So that's where my son goes to school, and
Right.
I'm
Hopefully
involved
about
in
to
the
get into
school.
that big.
And so what I've talked to the
Yeah.
principal and I've talked to the assistant principal and one of the club sponsors is
An axe
having
throwing
like
club.
a
Yeah.
family fun night. What we'll
Nice.
start with is
Yeah.
a family fun night. So it'll be like a night dedicated to like Lee County schools. So if you come in and you're from Lee County, you get, whatever, we haven't determined like the charge or
Maybe
whatever.
half
Right.
off or whatever.
Well, for 17 and under, or 18 and under,
It's always
$10 an hour, but we'll give like a certain portion of the proceeds back to the school to help fund whatever club it is that's sponsoring it. So from that, we hope to maybe have like kids that are enjoying it and really want to like go into maybe doing a youth league from that. So we're starting
Yeah.
out with Lee County Schools, I'm trying to figure out all the stuff with them. We're in the process of like talking about all that. But yeah, so we'll team up with them and do like a family fun night with Lee County, and then hopefully that'll draw some interest to like a youth league, and then we'll go from there with
Yeah,
that.
but yeah, I would love to have the youth more involved.
I just thought of something. I know you guys are only open, what, Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Right
correct?
now,
Yeah.
correct.
So I was
If we get
thinking,
more following, we hope to open more days of the week.
Right.
But as of right now,
Yeah,
just
that's
from
just
what
what
we've
makes
trialed on
sense.
air,
So
that's
you-
kind of the nights we'll
like once a month or maybe twice a month based on how much you get coming in. It'd be awesome to have an industry night and servers, bartenders, anybody that comes in either in uniform or shows their ABC card, they can come in, they can throw axes, like make it exclusive to industry night. And there's only so many places that are actually open on Sunday that you can actually go and drink. And you know, it's a couple restaurants, but other than
That's all
that,
changing.
We've actually we've
We've
actually
talked
talked
about
about it
that.
several times.
so they can
Yeah,
come in, they
she's
can
from
actually
the
buy
industry
beer.
world, so like I said,
Yeah, I'm
we've
still
already
in it.
we've already
Yeah.
talked about that
Yeah.
concept and just figuring out what day of the week that
Sunday
y'all
would be
will actually
great.
be off.
Sundays are like so. There's a
Yeah.
lot of
I work
restaurants that are actually
Sundays,
closed
I'm
on
off
Sunday.
Thursdays, so.
So you make like
You
an
know,
industry night and have it to where you know you come in the front door, you come in uniform, or you come in, you show your ABC card, you get
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
think
whether you
bundle it
want
all
to do
together,
discounts
you know,
or
like, you know, police, military, industry.
Well,
Yeah.
we do a regular discount
So
for
police,
first
firefighters,
responders
first
and
responders,
military.
anything.
Right, yeah,
It's $5 off an hour, so it's just
That's
$15.
anytime.
it's cake. It's
Yeah.
easy.
Anytime you want to come. And honestly, we can do the exact same thing for industry. Like I said, we've talked about it numerous times.
Yeah.
There's only so many
Yeah.
places that are actually
know.
open. So
We just couldn't figure out the best day for it.
Right.
because
Sunday.
usually
But when you're not
Thursdays are a
working.
good day, but
Probably,
then
yeah,
Yeah.
probably Sunday.
Sunday sounds
Sunday.
I mean,
great.
out of
Yeah.
the days you're actually
We,
open.
we
yeah.
definitely,
Yeah,
I know they voiced
Sunday,
about being
yeah.
open more Sundays if, you know.
Yeah,
you
if
have
we
more
can get to
people
where
show
we,
up.
because like the very first Sunday Fun Day,
nobody
we
showed
didn't have
up.
any, we had anybody, so we just shut out. And then
Yeah.
the second one, which
Was
was
pretty
this
good.
past one,
Yeah.
we had a pretty good turnout. We had a lot of youth, we had a lot of kids.
A lot of families.
But if industry would start showing, you know, like kind of get that, I mean, it's $10 all, like, to come anytime. So I mean, that would even be cheaper than what we had talked about. for
I
the
mean,
industry night.
people just want a place to come and chill and drink beer on
Yeah,
a
I mean,
Sunday.
And
Perfect, man.
we can serve alcohol on Sundays and,
And I mean,
Yeah.
any type of your food delivery service is
yeah.
come straight to our
Yep.
door.
Bring it, man. There's tables all
Man,
over the
that's exciting.
place. There's
Yeah.
places
Yeah,
We
to
have
eat,
a
throw
we have 2
axes.
tables per lane.
I'm pretty sure we
Right,
had
yeah.
a group come and have a full Thanksgiving spread
They
around
did.
Thanksgiving.
They had,
Wow, man.
They had a
literally-
smorgasbord.
They had prime
Everything.
rib, mashed potato. I mean, here.
Everything.
So
Yeah.
I mean, you could bring from that aspect all the way to like Taco Bell
McDonald's.
tacos.
We've had taco night here.
They had a whole pizza sitting up on the board, and they threw
Yeah.
axes at. No, I'm kidding. But
But no, literally,
It's not good for the wood.
Bring in whatever you want. We have no problem with you bringing food in, because I know we don't supply food minus snacks, prepackaged snacks and stuff and beverages. But we have food truck pretty much every day of the week we're open.
And then we have this
Justin,
wonderful
we've got-
Chinese
we got
restaurant
Chinese,
right down
and
there.
then
Oh yeah, yeah, right.
And
yeah.
then-
I mean, and you're on Slappy, so you're just completely
Yeah.
covered with
Blackbeard.
restaurants.
yeah, any restaurant you
Red
want. And like I said, we have
AJ's across the
AJ's.
parking lot.
Yeah.
EJ's, yeah.
a lot of people go eat AJ's.
And a lot of
they bring it
AJ
here.
workers come over here and throw all the time. So.
Yes. I'm definitely going to be in pretty regularly. I think I really, really enjoyed it. And I'd like to, I think I'm going to order an axe head and make a handle.
Yeah, you
You know?
definitely should.
Well, let us see it once you
Definitely,
do.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, yeah,
Love
That'd
to.
be something we could definitely work with you.
Dude, I'd love to see like a multi, just not one piece of wood, but have
no,
it
you could do
layered.
it-
So
you could
one
do it-
piece and then
it
have
would
a
be better
sliver.
for the stability
Hey,
of it.
hey,
too.
we have a
Right.
league coming up.
Yeah.
Could you make a trophy for us?
Yeah, I'll make you a trophy.
Okay.
If you order
so,
the axe head, I'll fit the
So
handle.
what I initially want,
Yeah.
I want a big trophy about this tall,
Yeah.
and then at the top I want like 2 crossed axes, but then I want the
Okay.
base just to be wood, which I know that's kind of your expertise.
Well, I mean, we have a
That-
friend Jessie that
that way
her
we
she owns
can-
a whole trophy.
Yeah, that way we can
Yeah,
place
that's true,
plaques
yeah.
and stuff around that for all our leagues, because we have 4 leagues a year, and I want it to be a thing that people, everybody that
Like when
walks
they
in,
walk in the door,
they
they see
see
this
this
big
massive
ass
trophy, and
trophy.
they're like, "What the hell is that for?" And we're like, "That's league, man. You should
You should be a
join
part
and
of that."
participate in our
Oh, yeah,
leagues."
yeah. Yeah, man, I can
So
do
what
it.
I'm going to
Like,
do in a little bit is I'm going to adjust the camera. I'm going to go mobile because I'm plugged in currently, but I'm going to go mobile. I'm going to have you kind of run through. So kind of POV. I'm going to have you show if I'm a brand new person kind of like what axe throwing is, kind of the process, the technique,
Right.
just show like what it is. If I'm just a brand new person.
think-
Kind of like what the Axe Master spiel would
And we're,
be
we're
Right.
getting near the.
as a new person, as a new
Yeah,
client.
I think
Right,
that's,
and then-
that
and
might
then
be a
after
good
that-
place to sign off.
Well, actually, we're
shortly
gonna throw
after.
some axes after that, and then we'll
Of
sign
course.
out.
But
Of course.
I mean, I mean,
I'm gonna let you guys continue.
yeah. No, I think that's a good
I'm
idea.
gonna let y'all
'cause
continue.
it's getting late. You guys are tired. Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely willing to throw axes for a while. I don't know how much longer I'm willing to talk to the camera. You know what I mean? But
For sure.
man, I don't know. Yeah, I would. So making a trophy, depending on the details and how elaborate, you know.
Well, it ain't gonna be super elaborate. We just need
Yeah.
something that's. I want something that's up there that like pretty much everybody walks in, they see it,
Right. Yeah.
and then that gets them questioning, well, what is this for?
Yeah.
And then that'll hopefully draw toward league.
Right,
Because
yeah,
league league is a way to
Something flashy. Yeah.
league is a way to it saves you a lot. Like
Yeah.
if you enjoy the sport, it saves you a lot of money because it's a lot
Yeah.
cheaper to join league and to come. You can literally throw every night of the week
Right.
cheaper than what you could pay for 1 hour.
Right.
Like you could throw for an hour Thursday, Friday, and Saturday cheaper than what you could actually pay for 1 hour of normal,
Right.
like just a walk-in person could.
Yeah.
Just because of the discounts and stuff we give our league members.
Right. Yeah.
B, it allows us as the people who, kind of founded it and started it, who've already figured it out,
Mm-hmm.
to work with our league members, our new league members. You don't have to be an expert to be a league member. We actually encourage the people who aren't great at it yet
Mhm.
to join league because we want to help you get better at it
Right.
and grow the sport.
You'll get
Right,
more
And
back.
just enjoy the actual purality of actually throwing axes and getting better
It's-
at it.
it's-
It's
it's
not about
definitely-
being the best.
There's
It's
something
about
is cathartic about it.
that's right.
In
It's,
2 hours
it's
I've done
about
it.
it's
Yeah.
about just getting better at it, and just like any
Yeah.
sport, golf or
Yeah.
whatever sport you like. And that's what league allows you to do. We open on
Yeah.
nights that we're not normally open, so it's more hands-on, and B, it's competitive,
Right.
and then also it's very relationship based. It's
Yeah.
about building relationships in the kind of the axe community,
Right.
which is kind of what we want to grow in our
Yeah.
community is a good axe community.
Man, I mean, I really
and
see a
people
lot
who
of
just
potential now.
enjoy the sport.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Whether you're good or bad, it doesn't really matter.
Gosh,
That's
I
not
mean, yeah,
the
this
really
is,
concept of league. It's just throwing.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, it's honestly, this is one of the coolest things I've done. I mean, especially in this town, it's. I feel like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize the potential was here, but
It's something that we
but
always
that-
wanted to do, but
I-
we never really got around to do it. And that you
Yeah.
guys have always, it's been a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and you guys are only, it's
Well,
been
so
4
that's-
months open, and
I was out of town 2 of those months. And then,
it was. I was doing the whole stream
Yeah.
by myself, so I was finding everybody. So
Yeah.
you went to who went to the Frontier Fest? Anybody go?
Josh.
So
Yeah.
one of the guys in there, Ben Kirkland, we've had him on the show before, and he's like a
Ben.
he's
yeah.
like a total
I watched that.
survivalist,
That was-
frontier man, living off the land, primitive
was-
skills kind of
I
guy.
was in the mountains of Japan for
I
that
mean, he
episode.
can literally go out, kill a deer, harvest every single
Yeah.
piece of it, make weapons, make fishing gear, make a teepee. He can make not teepee, but he can make
Like a
housing,
house, a computer.
everything.
Yeah.
Just
I'm just kidding.
he can make a computer with better upload.
Did he work for GL at one point?
Yeah,
Is
so
that
he.
Kayla's
Yeah,
dad?
Kayla
Okay.
Kirkland. Yeah,
I know Kayla.
Kayla's
Yeah.
awesome. Kayla's
Yeah.
awesome. But her dad Ben, he's been doing it for probably longer than I've been alive. He can literally just take an animal, kill it, harvest everything, make fires out of anything.
awesome.
And I don't know where I was going with that, but
Me either.
he was while you were gone. He was one of the people I
Yeah,
interviewed.
no, I saw him. I was. That was when I was.
I'm
that
sure he
was
can
right
throw a
after the
mean
tsunami.
axe.
I was.
He needs
Well,
to
they
get-
do have the
he needs to get
tomahawk
here
things,
and, like,
right?
yeah.
Out there, like the axe throwing
Tomahawk
with the
and axe is a
tomahawk.
little different.
But I mean, it's the same concept.
We threw tomahawks here. We actually crossed the strings and all, just like they do up at Frontier Festival, and we actually threw it. Actually broke back both strings. So Josh, one of our axe masters, went out there. So the way they do it at Frontier Fest is they have a stump, but they put like screws in the 4 corners and they cross 2 strings. So the
Oh,
way they
yeah.
score you based off how well you do is if you throw in a different quadrant, or if you, so the actual way to win it, I guess, would be if you can hit and chop both strings at one throw.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So, because
Or-
they're perfectly crossed in like the bull. The
How
center.
well do you think you would do?
Well, actually, we did it here. Actually, right there.
I beat him.
Way to call him out. Way to call him out. Demoted. You're
My-
axe peasant from now on. Axe
My
peasant.
second throw, I hit both strings and I chopped one. I think it took him like 12 throws to actually break a string.
You're axe
And
pleb
then-
from now on.
It took him 12 throws to break one string, but then it also took him about 25 minutes to retie that string.
No.
They always
So-
give
Calling-
Colby a
calling
hard
him out.
time. That's not fair. They ride Colby.
But no, I thought it was a cool concept, just kind of having like the string, you know, that's kind of how they get, like where we have numbers and zones and stuff with
Yeah.
it. They're more like chopping strings with the tomahawks, and tomahawk throw is quite a bit different than
Really?
an axe throw. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're lighter, they're longer.
Right.
The heads break loose.
I feel like after a while, when you're getting
Yeah.
so confident with these things, that you will just take your Glock or your 1911 from behind your bed
I
and you'll just
got
put an
this.
axe back there. You'll get so confident
Yeah,
that
it's
somebody
just
comes
like,
to
I
your
don't need
house and
this
you just,
pistol.
wow.
I think we.
My home
I think
defense.
all of us axe masters have thought about an idea of somebody coming in the front door and trying to rob us.
Shoot, I'm not even an axe master, and I've thought of that. I'm like,
It's
You know,
axe
just
life,
the
you
amount
know?
of axes that we
Yeah.
have,
Listen-
we're like, come on, just
Yeah.
try.
Yeah, they were like,
It's
hey,
like,
we should lock the
we
door. And I'm
gotta
like, we've got so many axes.
We're good.
Lock the
If
door.
I hear the dog bark, there's an axe going through somebody. We're good.
So really, what you're doing here is you're training for survival.
That's
You're-
right.
right.
Whether you know it or not,
Essentially.
we just make it in a game so it sounds like a fun idea.
Your efficiency
But
is
in
the kills.
reality, we're training you to protect yourself.
What you
Right.
do with the skill we teach
like
you
an
is
axe dojo.
completely up
Yeah.
to you.
That's
but
right.
we did
And
not
we
teach you how
only
to
charge
kill
$20
somebody.
an hour. We don't charge extra.
You're learning how to kill for $20 an hour, guys. You
We
can't
don't
beat
say
this.
that.
zombie killing, okay? Like,
Right, yeah.
Let me stop that.
We're
Maybe a
preparing
rabbit.
you
We're
for
gonna-
zombie
we're gonna kill
apocalypse.
objects such as targets.
Maybe a rabbit
We're
or
not
snake.
axing your ex. We're not doing that.
You're learning
Maybe
how
a
to be
duck.
efficient with an axe.
Self-defense.
Yeah.
But if it comes down to it and the need is there, you do
And
have
you
the
can-
ability.
You can pop a mean can open with one of these things.
Yes.
Right.
And soon to come, and now that we're making it, official, that these keychains are coming, or these
Oh,
That's
these are going to be axes that you can pop your
If
beer
you can
open.
if you can make that and you have
I can make one.
a
Yeah.
connection for that,
You'll have to be able to
Maybe,
forge. You'll have to be able to make small ones. So, so the back of it,
Yeah, we can make 'em
you would
easily.
want that you can actually pop a bottle with it. On the other
That's
side,
the
you can
first
pop
I've
a
heard.
cap
it
with.
needs to have
Yeah,
it needs to
easy.
have like a little
Yeah.
lip right there, a little that
Yeah.
you can just like
You can
pop
pop,
a-
yeah, and then if you need to toss it at a
Say no problem.
small wooden thing, you could. The balance
Oh,
needs
yeah.
to be
Maybe wrap
there.
it in leather
It needs to
and
be wood
wind,
handled.
you know.
All right, engineer
With a
grab
key
it,
ring.
got it.
Yeah.
I would dig that. I would buy one.
Yeah.
Put me up
You
for
can
the
wrap that
second or
program.
third one that you
All you
make.
literally is you can take like a axe cut out and then cut out on
see,
a water jet and
I
then
would,
just.
yeah, see, I would take, you
Couple
take
of
the
these
axe cut out, you make it the size you want on the program, and then you
You do
know,
it with CNC?
Yeah, with the CNC machine, and then you take a bottle opener and you take the profile of that and
Exactly.
put yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
You'd have
backside.
yeah, you could have one made. And his dad, we were
Yeah.
talking about this earlier before we started,
Yeah.
but his dad owns a machining company.
He
I'm a
does.
machinist by trade.
Actually, he made the
So-
logos to do Twitter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he told me,
about
yeah.
that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate you if you're watching this. You're
Yeah.
not, you're
Call
probably in bed.
him out. Call his business
Yeah,
out.
Superior Machine Works in Sylvester.
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
need-
Superior
you need kind of
Machine Works in Sylvester.
Logos, like metalworking, like I said, the Twisted Timber and WTO, he made our stencils
Yeah.
for those, so
Oh, yeah.
hit them up.
They look
They
fantastic.
love
super
helping-
official.
They love helping local.
They're local too. Like,
yeah.
help local.
Oh dear.
Brandon?
Did I do that?
No, I
Brandon,
did. Big
Brandon's
baby
standing
problems.
over here doing nothing and she
Yeah.
blames me for knocking my
I
beer
said,
over.
I said big baby problems, okay?
All right, so we're gonna go through, and now that you're
Let's do a
here,
quick walkthrough. Yeah.
we're gonna have you teach somebody brand new.
Yeah.
So we see these lines down here.
So you have your 12-foot throw line, which is this one. You have your 15-foot throw line, which is your middle one. And then you have your out of bounds line. This is the one that you want everybody else to stay behind.
Right.
So depending on what axe you're throwing, has a little bit different rotation. But generally, we teach one hand and two hand throws, just really depending on the person. But a one-handed throw looks something like this. So you want to aim off, if you're right-handed, off the right side. If you're left-handed, off the left side. The general throw has a one-step throw progression, and it looks something like this.
Perfect.
Oh, you got it.
You don't always hit bullseye, but sometimes you hit dead center.
Look how, guys, you can't see this. Spot on. I was thinking in my head, I swear to God, you better hit this.
Okay.
A two-handed throw. Let me grab a big axe.
I have one right here if you want it.
No, he got it preferred. Old faithful yellow hand.
So, two-handed, this is what we teach. You can either do the hand over hand grip, or you can do
Courtney said.
one over top. This is Courtney's
That's my-
fave. This is her jam. Yeah, this is her jam, the one over fist. But pretty much it's the same thing. You kind of pick your spot. You go more of the top of your head versus the side with the one-handed. And I prefer the one over tip. But anyway, it's just step, throw. Not quite as accurate.
That's obviously not his
My
technique.
one hand, that's not my jam. And
It's
then,
not a jam.
and then the one over top is the same thing. Is you find your spot, kind of use it to aim, step, throw. There again, it's not my jam.
He's a one-hand man.
But it's literally something that our axe masters work with everybody, and we figure out where your spot is, and we help you figure out what your rotation is. Like Brandon here, he was a no-step kind of king, and he just kind of stood there and just one-handed it all day and was hitting bullseyes.
Right.
Where Jake, he liked the step and the throw. Everybody's a little different, but that's what we have axe masters for, is to kind of figure out everybody's throw and make sure everybody can get a good grasp of it. And then after everybody in the group is trained, then we kind of let you run free, and that's when we actually start your time. We don't charge you for any of the training aspect
Oh,
of
nice.
it.
That's
So
good.
you can
Yeah.
come bring it for an hour, but the training part with your axe master, which might take 20 or 30 minutes sometimes, is not any additional fee. So we
Right.
provide that service for free just to get everybody accustomed to the sport and figure it out. That way, whenever you actually start throwing and playing games and stuff with your group or whatever, you're not being charged until everybody's got a good grasp of it.
Right.
So.
Right on. Thank you.
Man.
And I'm gonna set this up, and you guys can throw some axes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to do that.
I bet you would, Jake.
I know.
Yeah, he's obsessed.
I'm having a lot of fun with this. I missed completely. It's all right. These things happen. Just do that backwards.
Yeah.
Makes me angry. How'd you do that?
Alright. I've practiced a lot. Sure why.
Okay. Hang on.
A little backwards hand. That's the center of the plane.
Yeah, I think the problem here is I don't have any way of knowing where.
Well, it turns
This is why he's an axe master and I'm not.
it turns into more of just feel.
Greater attention to
We
detail.
just went from general
Look at that.
technique to trick shots.
What's that?
I said, we just went from general technique to trick shots.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Like that.
Okay, this time I'm gonna focus
The
more on the
ceiling.
actual.
These ceilings are going out.
No.
Oh, we had that happen.
The lights.
Hang on.
Yeah, we've actually had an axe thrown to the ceiling.
Yeah, you hit it.
I did hit the target.
You're
that
braver
time.
than I am, because I haven't tried that yet.
I'm gonna save the fooling around until later.
I have thrown it off
Brandon's
the end of my
figured
shoe.
his spot out.
Yeah,
Really?
he's got it.
That's-
Yeah, I haven't tried it in a while.
Yeah, this reminds me of like my second time playing beer pong. I was like 4 cups behind in a game of beer pong, and I I get a trick shot. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it blindfold and I'm gonna punt it in. And it's gonna be back up over there. And he was like, if you make that, I will drink every beer on the table. And somehow I miraculously made it.
No.
Yeah, it was, like, it's one of those stories that nobody will ever believe, and, you know, but it happened. I'm proud of it.
You almost got a kill shot.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going for, Jake?
Yeah, I'm always going.
He throws it anywhere, and then if he makes it.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
if it lands near the,
Exactly
if it's
what I was
near
going
the 6, that's what I was going for. It's near the kill shot, I was going for the kill shot. Yeah. I could do this all day long. It is, huh? Brendan, what time do you guys open Friday, Saturday?
We open at 5 on Fridays
Right.
and Thursdays, and Saturdays we open at 3.
3.
Yes.
Brendan, we could come here and throw axes for 45 minutes on,
That'll work.
yeah, on Saturday, on break. Yeah, you'd have to take a break at Mellow.
We'll work with you.
Sorry. Go ahead, Brendan. Don't do that. Yeah. Well, I think,
For the kill shot.
I think in a minute here, it might be as good a time as any to sign off.
No, man, we're good.
What do you think?
Axes.
Huh?
Throw.
Well, we can keep throwing axes. I mean, until we get kicked out. But it's after midnight. What do you guys think?
Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
You might want to step back a step right now.
yeah, you're up there.
You just quit flipping. Like, you throw perfectly half the time, and then half the time you don't. You throw it harder.
That's what it is.
Like, pick up your intensity. See? When you throw it harder, the rotation is there.
I'm just going for
Yeah.
the kill. That's all I'm killing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if you hit them with the blunt side of an axe, it might kill them. You know what I mean?
Oh, it will for sure.
Like depending on, like a duck, for example. You were talking about hitting a duck. You can hit it with any part of the sex and probably die. Right?
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Miss it
I
all.
don't know.
Knock it out.
Yeah,
If you can get it to go that far.
yeah. Yeah,
I'm going
Brandon,
just for
you
the
just
dog.
need to keep your speed up and you're good.
I'm gonna
Every
switch
time
to
you lighten up is when you over.
Start bouncing.
Oh, you did that
Boom.
kill shot that
Let's
time.
go, shot.
Nice, Brandon.
Hey, let's watch Wednesday. Wednesday at 7, okay? I'll sign you up. Send me your email.
I was trying to one-up me.
Oh my
you
God.
bastard!
This
How'd you
kid.
do that?
Oh my God.
Cheating. Cheating somehow.
Hey, that's typical. I've done that for like 20 times in a row and haven't hit that. I was like, your throw is perfect as long as you
Sank on it.
Yeah. All right. So, man.
It's in the right spot.
Yeah, I keep getting like within this many feet of it.
You just hit not.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a kill shot, right? Or is it?
Yeah, it was on. It's touching the blue.
Yeah, so it is.
Yeah. But just touching.
Yeah, that's all that counts.
Cool.
You were just like a smidge away.
Yeah. I think putting a little bit more oomph in it is.
It's the secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put that ass in.
Brandon, have you tried the short axes?
There.
Huh?
Is that in it?
Have you tried the short axe?
It's about
Almost.
quarter off.
That's pretty close though.
How about underhanded?
I haven't tried a short axe.
Yeah, try a short axe. They're fun. Stuff. I think the heavier axe is a bit. The short axe took me a couple minutes.
Well, the heavier axe has more like weight in the head,
Yeah, this one I have to like throw. I can like lob that one. But this one I have to throw.
And that one takes more finesse than your
Yeah.
axe.
Yeah.
We're just destroying your crap.
No, that thing's been beat up and it's still good. It's the beauty of it.
There you go, Jake.
It's close. Man, we
You
all got
got it
close.
that time.
No, I missed it.
No,
It looks like it.
we were all really close that
It's
time.
like,
Just a
Nice.
smidge.
yeah, pretty much.
Nice. Beautiful shot.
Probably all the time.
Yeah.
There you go.
I could literally do this all day long. I mean,
You're really waiting for us to stop.
Yeah, oh, I know. Brandon, I think it's a good time for us to say our goodbyes on the live stream, and then say our thank yous, and maybe throw 3 more axes and then go home.
I think you're
Yeah.
very specific with your axe numbers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
3 more cup.
Through 3 and
That's a
2.
liberal 3. It could be any number. Close.
Yeah, that's a lot.
What? Yeah. I slid too close that time. All right. So yeah, Brandon, let's all right. Throw 1 more axe.
Oh, okay, it's 1 more.
Yeah, maybe 2. 1 more.
Oh, yeah, 1 more.
No. I really, for anybody that's still watching right now, I have to say this is incredibly addicting. Axes are my new favorite tool. I'm gonna be here next Thursday. Guys, whoever's watching, come hang next Thursday. Yeah, we can throw axes. All right, get over here. You're not talking bad in the next 3 or 4 posts, so let's say
So we're signing off?
Yeah, I think we need to.
He's like, wow.
Because we're gonna take a couple minutes to sign off, and then maybe throw like 2 more axes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna keep throwing. You're more than welcome to
Okay.
sign off.
All right, everybody. Brandon can't be stopped, so I'm taking over. Ciao. See you guys next week, Monday at 10. This is Twisted Timber. Thanks, guys, for having us. Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
For having
yeah.
us.
Yeah, we had an awesome time. See you guys.
Ciao.
Oh, yeah. Well, I hope y'all had a good time.
Man, it
It
was
did,
awesome.
yeah, it was awesome. For sure. Put enough stink on that one.
It's fun, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
You gotta, like, play a game.
Yeah, I love to.
That's what's like.
Y'all need to play game, like y'all are both newbies, y'all need to play a game against each other.
We
What would a
should,
game
yeah.
entail?
Okay, so a game is 10 throws.
Okay.
So the way you do 5 throws, so you will throw your first 5 throws on this
So as
side.
far as like where the blade
Okay,
is,
yeah,
what do
so-
you count?
so if
I'll
it
leave that
hits-
one.
So scoring wise is your blade.
Oh.
Okay?
Where the
It's
actual.
not, see all this is in the wood?
Yeah,
That
Just
doesn't
to
count.
show you, this is a guy named Philly.
So right here, you got a 4.
This is someone who does
Nice.
So
Yeah.
if it hits the black line, it's
Right.
always the higher block. So if it's in, say,
That looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
See, I wonder if
let's just say, so if you hit like that,
I was in.
that's 4, because you're in the black line. If the blade is in the wood. If the blade's not in the wood, let's just say it's locked.
1%. So
Oh.
we're
So
doing
it's
this.
like that. And this is in the wood, this is not.
I want
But
to
it's
get.
not in the wood on the ring, that's a 3.
So
Whatever's
this is,
in the wood.
this is 6, right?
6,
Like
4,
carbon
22,
Yeah,
4,
well,
8.
no, they had like
These are
small hearts,
zero.
so like
Yeah,
almost like that.
Yeah.
But they're
Or
real
they just
more,
fall
like more
off the side
distinctive.
zero.
And
Yeah.
it's
These you can
It's,
only throw on the 5th throw.
the-
So
it's
you
a
take
forged
5
welded metal, so it has
on
a-
this target,
has a steel tip
and
with
you rotate.
cast iron.
So
You know what I mean?
you'll swap
Yeah,
targets.
yeah,
You're the next
it's,
time.
different.
So that way if one
Well,
hits
the
where
advantage of it-
throw an equal-
Well, I mean, at least with other tools, the advantage of having the welded material is
This is it.
it's
So like,
it's got like a much
The
it's got like a
last one
super
I'll
strong
mention
edge in the
is the
front,
last one.
but it's not gonna like
So, and
crack
typically you
because
don't wanna throw
because
this
yeah because the
five.
iron will the
Yeah.
cast iron will cushion it
Typically
just a
what I
little.
do is I'm trying to throw here,
Yeah.
1 through
Yeah,
5.
yeah, exactly. So
And
it's
then on the 10th throw, if I need,
and they sharpen
let's
it
just
really
say
well.
I'm down by 6
Yeah.
points.
Yeah, well, yeah. See, I would love to get one. Like, and I have a thing for like sharpening things.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
But
'cause
if he doesn't
I spend half my time in the shop sharpening chisels and knives.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Well, I mean,
yeah,
I
'cause
could say the specs,
So I'll call it.
Yeah.
the axe head, the blade length, it can't be no longer than 4. That's the WATF.
But,
yeah, see, yeah, that's what I think I would.
But it's all
do.
perfect,
See
right?
if I can get one.
You don't want any, you don't want none, obviously, that's
floor
smaller
here.
than like 2 or something,
Yeah,
you
here.
get like tomahawk style.
That
Right.
for here.
Right.
Right.
You don't really see much tomahawk style, which you could, but then you get towards,
Like I said, these
it's
are
like nice length
so
size.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That we treat these all.
Yeah. Well, I know. I mean, I could get one like sharp enough to like shave your face with.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just of course I mean, once it's not concrete, it ain't sharp no more.
Which is why the outside's so painful.
Yeah.
I know that one I've got somewhere is this thing's been hitting concrete.
Yeah.
Let's go, Jake.
Yeah, y'all throw,
Okay.
y'all throw game.
We
Here.
throwing the same size axe.
Doesn't matter, I guess.
You don't, you can throw whatever axe you want.
Okay. Well.
Here, I'll keep you on score real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. We're.
So, the tradition of starting a game, you clink axes. That's the start of a game. And then after 5, after your favorite, and you swap targets, then you clink axes one more time, okay?
Sounds good.
So,
Jake said 4.
Also a 4.
the 4-4.
4-4. Yeah. Three. Son of a bitch.
4.
It only matters where the blade's at, even though the top of it's.
Yep. 4.
Yep.
And you're supposed to throw together.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
All right. So on 3.
Yeah, go.
You son of a bitch. It's okay.
So 4 or 6.
We got a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, just call it.
So if it falls to 0, or what is it?
It's 0.
Alright. And good.
4.
No, you got that 6.
Oh, it's a 6. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a black one.
We got 2.
yeah, and there's 6 right here. Yeah.
Alright, so this is 5.
Okay.
So after this one, you'll rotate.
Alright.
So 3. Alright, now you rotate. Swap targets. Clink axes. Six, 4, and 2.
Yeah.
4 and 2. Yeah. Brandon, you're beating me.
Not necessarily.
No, you're winning.
Yeah,
This makes sense.
Still over. Straight up.
4 and 6. Four and 4. This is 9. Thank you. Alright.
This last throw?
This is 10. So if you want to go a kill shot, you can this time. So the way kill shot works, you have to call it before you throw. If you
Right.
call kill shot and you miss it, you get 0.
Okay.
If you hit it, you get 8.
What's our score?
But if you don't want to call it, he's bidding you because you have 2 throws.
Yeah.
And he has 0 throws.
What's my? I'm trying to decide if it's like a make it or break it thing. Because I've never lost to Brandon before. And
20, 27.
gonna be beating the 8.
So he has 35 and you have 27.
Shit.
So there's really no way you to win.
He has to
But-
miss, and I have to give 8, and then you have to drop your axe, I have to give 8.
Run it.
And then it's a tiebreaker. Okay, yeah, so.
Right, so you
Yeah,
all-
tell him to kill shot.
Brandon,
Yeah.
you need to go for bullseye. You need to call kill shot.
Yeah, kill shot. Yeah.
All right.
Oh!
Oh, man.
What did he get, a 4?
Okay, well, you still called it and hit it, so I mean,
Yeah.
that's good. That's pretty cool. You don't see that a lot.
No.
You don't.
You don't,
So,
obviously.
so what was the ending score?
Alright.
Close.
So, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20.
Would have been 5 points.
24, 28, 30, 36, 37, 39. Yep, 39. And he had, let's see, 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 25, 26, 27. And then 27 plus 8 is 27, 20, 29, 30, 22, 30, 24, 35. So 35. So he beat you by 4.
Yeah.
Still, that last shot was pretty epic.
Dude, that was,
Well, I was proud of that one, man.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
But you didn't drop an axe the whole time, Brandon. I dropped 2, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To only lose by 4 with 2 drops, that's impressive.
I had so
He
much fun.
bullshitted that
Yeah.
last of the fucking
I was like, whatever. That's why you have to
Like,
believe
literally,
me with
if you
that beer
would've-
pong story.
Even
It's-
if you would have had a 2 on those 2 drops, you would have
Yeah.
tied.